here we go. Welcome everyone to this week's Xbox Live Party podcast. We are now up to episode 8, and I am joined again by my good friend Fabio, as well as our new family members. So today we've got Alucard with us, we've got KY Bob, we've got Slayer exclusive, and we aren't joined by the Ginner today as he's watching rugby, I believe. Is it Wales rugby or football? Something. He's watching some sort of sporting event, so he will be back with us at some point in the future when there's no Wales playing. How is everyone? How is everyone?
Doing well. Yeah, I've been in a rut, I look at my Xbox games and I'm like, I don't want to play anything.
What?
Too many, I know.
So many games that you don't even want to play anything, right?
I don't know, man. Like that happens. You're just like, I don't know if I want to think right now. So I started playing.
Crackdown.
No, I was playing. Of course, I go back to State of Decay 2. Of course.
Is that a game that you consider to not think? Like you need to think a lot on that game. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. It's just like it's a different kind of like thinking. It's like.
Fair enough. It happens. What about you, Bob? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I've been playing a lot of PGA 2K21. They've added a golf course. They've added a couple brands, and they added a new multiplayer mode called Divot Derby, where you start out with 20 players, and you don't get to speed their shot up at all. And it doesn't count strokes. Everybody has to get the ball in the hole the fastest.
Nice.
And it disqualifies 2 players each round and plays a total of 9 rounds. So you wind up with a first and second place at the very end.
That's pretty awesome.
I played about 50 matches and I've won 1.
Awesome.
But that one match, I was jumping up and down, screaming, "Yeah!"
Oh yeah.
You're the best. Like you feel as you were the best, right?
That's right.
You feel truly accomplished.
And then the next match, I got knocked out first. So.
Oh damn.
You need to do
real fast.
Here's the technique. When you win a game, you never play the game ever again. You just keep with the win.
Yeah, end on a good note for that night.
And what about you, Slayer? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Been playing a bunch of Sea of Thieves, trying to finish that pass before it goes away. I've been having a lot of fun on that game. There's the 3-year anniversary happening right now, so that's pretty cool. Give you some free stuff, and they added some new stuff to the store, like this shifting sands or something like that. Sea of the Sands items with the ship set and everything. It looks really nice. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Been playing with some friends. Got like a couple of new friends into it, and they're pretty excited about it. All they do is fish though, so while I'm just like, all right, you steer and do everything on the boat. We'll just be sitting here and just fishing. And I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm actually pretty close. It's actually not that hard to level up the pass. I think I got I started really late when it was only like 4 weeks left. Now there's 3 weeks left, so in like a week I'm at like level 70 out of 100. So it's pretty excited about that. I thought I wasn't gonna make it, but yeah, definitely gonna try to finish that off as soon as possible.
Nice stuff. But speaking of Sea of Thieves, I gotta say, 3rd anniversary. Some people would say that the game wasn't going to survive even 3 months. And now here we are with 3 years of Sea of Thieves. What do you think about it?
Oh, it's great. I mean, the game has improved a lot since it first came out, and I can't wait to see where they take it next if they add any more exciting things to it. Because I mean, they've already added a lot, and I think they have a lot of potential to add more stuff. So
exactly.
Do you still have to pay for private servers?
Yes, but they're not proper private servers. They're sort of like streamer servers, so you don't get any progression on them, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's fucked up. I'm just having knowledge about the space private servers right now. I thought the private servers were free since there's no progression. What the hell?
I
yeah,
would
that's
pay
kind of
though to play it on a private server. I would
If you get
easily
some
pay.
progression out of it, right?
Yeah,
with
just
progression, yeah, for sure.
just to like nice and relaxingly do all like the tall tales. I mean, I love the PvP when I want to play PvP, but there's nothing worse when
Exactly.
you're trying to do the story missions and someone is just out to kill you. And I know people will be like, "It's Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends," but it's not fun
Yeah.
when you're trying to get that one bloody book or something and someone keeps sinking you and you have to keep going back
Yep.
and back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I
The
think
rest of the game it's fine because that's the whole point of it. It's like you're digging up gold and you're trying not to be attacked and stuff. But when you just try to do the blooming story missions, it's so annoying. I would happily pay for like a month's private just to speed through them and then go back to the game basically for the PvP.
I agree completely.
Yeah,
about
I
this
don't see why they don't do like something like Fallout 76 or like other MMOs where they have like dedicated servers for PvP, or they can have like a server where you have to enable PvP or something like that, because
But here's the thing. They do have a mode that is full dedicated for PvP, and it's called the arena.
oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but no
Like,
one plays the arena, so I'm sure they said they're not giving it any
I
more
wish
updates.
I really wished more people would play the arena. Not because of the updates. I think the arena right now is awesome, but still, I really hope that to find more people in the arena because it's so fun. It's hard as fuck, but still, it's really fun.
I haven't
I've
actually
actually not
played
tried
the
that mode
arena.
yet.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of 5 matches, I was able to win 0, and
Oh
I
damn.
felt pretty good.
I actually want to give it a try because like it has really like the glorious Sea Dog item set is really cool. I think it looks the
Yeah,
best.
as well as the ship set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
wish
know,
I wish they would make like a single player version of that game.
Yeah.
I,
That'd be
I
great.
was thinking one thing that would really make Sea of Thieves a lot more appealing to me would be, in Fallout 76, if a person kept messing with you and you didn't want to fight them, then it made them wanted.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you engaged them, then the game accepted the fair fight, and you two were off to battling, both taking full damage from each other's weapons.
Right.
If
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves should be the same way. If somebody comes by and shoots a cannonball at you, and it should say, "Hey, you've been attacked. What do you want to do?"
They've sort
you
of
should have
added
the
something
option to ignore 'em.
similar to that, but not in as good a way. There's some of the factions you can put like a flag on your ship, and you get more rewards for having the flag, but it tells everyone on the map where you are. But that doesn't say. But that could be for anything. If you just want to get sort of more rep in one faction, it'll show you up on the
Yeah,
map. It makes you vulnerable for more reward.
yeah,
But
that's
it's not the same
still
as such. But
yeah.
you can tell when there's an actual faction in Sea of Thieves that is just built around killing other players. Basically, now
Yeah.
they added a new faction, and it's basically destroy as many other people as possible. So it's good when they've got the flag flying because you can keep away from them. But it's a poor sort of example. And I feel like private servers may eventually come to Sea of Thieves, but I think they did say they weren't going to do it, and now they've sort of backed themselves into a corner of like, well, if we do it, we're going to have egg on our face. But I think eventually, when it's not as popular, give it a year maybe when the numbers aren't as big, they may put it in. Like when it just starts to go on the downward trend, because at the moment it's still really high. As soon as it starts to drop, they'll probably offer something like that up and be like, well, it's there to bring more players in and stuff like that.
Hey, that faction, the faction that you were talking about that just goes around attacking other players. What's it called? The Griefers?
Reapers, actually.
Yeah,
Reapers.
something like that.
Yeah, the Reapers, close to the Griefers.
There's the
Oh.
Griefers, there's the Reapers, and there's I don't know what else we can do.
The gropers.
that's a totally different type of game. That
It could be Fork Boy would be the captain. Gropers.
We need to make a playthrough with Fork.
Oh man.
That's funny.
Yeah, I agree though, because like the last 2 weeks that I've been playing it, I've been trying to actually do the gold hoarders flag, and because it does give you a lot more gold when you turn in their stuff, but like I've been attacked like 2 to 3 times and lost so much time and progress and money, so it kind of
Yeah,
sucks.
that's
Really
the
sucks.
that's the big problem that I would consider with Sea of Thieves, especially because then why do we have the arena modes if even inside the adventure modes we are going to have to deal with people wanting to PvP us out of nowhere when some days we don't want to PvP them.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't get it. Like I just wanna sail the seas with my friends and just relax and just hunt for treasure, not have to deal with assholes who decide to like, oh, let's ruin their day.
Yeah. When I've
don't ever
played,
post that
usually
online though, because you will get destroyed and attacked by angry, rabid Sea of Thieves people.
the few times that I've played, it's been a hurry up, get the chests, get back, hurry up, get off the boat, turn the chests in before we get sank. Every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Sea of Thieves. Unless you're really good at it and you play it a lot, and you sort of like know the like where everything is, and without having, because for me, when I'm looking at some of these quests and stuff, I haven't got a clue where they are. So some
As well
people can probably
as
tell just from like the layout of the island exactly which island it is and where it is on a map because I've played it that much. So
as well as you will need to know every single PvP exploits that people use it to battle or to get some advantage. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think one guy that I encountered yesterday must have been doing something because he attacked me and he killed me so quick. I didn't even know what happened. Like I just got on my ship. He like landed on my ship with his cannon, and like before I could even hit him once, I was already basically dead. And I'm like, wow.
Did you set it
How is
to
he swinging his
Xbox
sword
only?
faster? I did not. No.
That's
It's
probably why
a
people with PC.
player.
I mean, we've been on a ship with PC players, and they jump around the ship so fast you can't see them. It's like bunny hopping in Counter Strike. It's
Yeah,
immense.
I may change it to see if that's better.
I don't think it blocks them all, but it definitely cuts down on them.
It's not guaranteed that you will only get Xbox players, but still it will help a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that because that was pretty frustrating because I had like 15 captain's chests and he took like 10 of them.
Yeah, it's so annoying. But that's the game as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now,
Welcome to Sea of Thieves, population
No.
20 million players. Simple as that. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to say that I feel absolutely dog awful today, and so if I start coughing, I will mute myself and stuff. But I'm not at my peak, so if I sound a bit funny, if I just sort of disappear, it's probably because I'm coughing my guts up and my throat's going. So I apologise. I'm COVID free. Luckily, I took my test today, so it's all good that sense. But I just feel like
That's good to hear.
a truck's hit me. So, but I didn't want to miss a podcast, so I am here. But yeah, I'm not at my best. I do apologise, everyone. But
It's
while
not like
I'm here,
Gina, which will be fired right after this episode.
But while I've got people here, we have now hit to Twitch affiliate. So thank you to everyone who follows us. One thing you can do now is if you go, there's a little subscribe button now under our video. If you're watching this live, if you subscribe, it benefits us. We get some sort of revenue from it. I'm not 100% certain how it works on Twitch yet, but if you're an Amazon Prime member or a Twitch Prime member, you get one free sub a month. So if you haven't subbed this month, give us a little click and subscribe with Prime just to support the channel. And one thing you will get, which you'll see on the screen now, is you'll get this really funny emote. Where is it? Let me get it on my screen. There you go. Look, I don't know if anyone's watching this live, but as you can see, you will get the amazing potato Wi-Fi emote that you can use in the chat right now. And if anyone listened to last week, you'll understand why that's the emote of the day.
How beautiful. A reference to me. I love you guys so.
New logo.
That's it.
I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Why do I even bother to record this thing with
I'm
you?
going to get an edit of this where it's like where the bars are empty and it's red on the bottom, and every time Fabio cuts out, I'm going to put it up on screen just so we all know. But if you want to join in the chat, you want to give us some Twitch points or whatever it is, I'm not super down with it yet. Feel free just to give us a little sub, give us a like, send us some bits, send us some chats, anything you want. But like I say, that's all thanks to all you guys who've been following us over the last sort of couple of months and helped us get to this point. So big thank you to everyone.
Get on the Twitterverse, share it out.
I will be sharing this out on Twitter a bit more. And if any, like I said, normally the day after this podcast goes live, I'll put up a Twitter with all, like a tweet on Twitter, should I say, with all the links to all of the places you can find this episode. So there'll be a link to the Twitch, a link to the YouTube like backup of it, a link to the Spotify listing of it. So if you can give that a share and just spread the word, I think we're about to hit 300 subscribers on Twitter as well. So I mean, it's fantastic. Something we did as a sort of like a pet project, just sort of a bit of fun between two friends has grown. We've added loads of new people, met loads of cool people, and we're just doing something and talking about something we love to do every day. So a big thank you is in order for everyone who's following along with us. If you are watching this live, you'll see that currently on the screen is the Avengers game, Marvel's Avengers. Now, this is what I've been mainly playing this week, other than sort of like multiplayer games, because the new 4K next-gen super patch has come out. We'll talk about that a bit more later when we get to it in the topics, but I've been quite enjoying it, you know. I mean, it's so much more improved with the next-gen patch. I can actually play it now. So it actually loads some of the levels. There's not like a 20-minute loading screen in between each level. I still think some of the combat's a bit iffy. I mean, I was playing the other night and it was late and I felt rubbish, but I got to a point and I'm playing as Hulk and like 4 people kept killing me and I'm like, I'm Hulk. 4 people I shouldn't feel it as Hulk. I should just be batting them away. So it's a bit weird in that sense. Obviously, they've like had to dial like Hulk's powers down to fit in like a corridor brawler. But
yeah, that's a tough one because Hulk is like unstoppable if you think about it. So it's like,
yeah, it's so weird.
But like, were you able to even play or experience the multiplayer? Because
I haven't
last
done that
time
yet.
we tried to do that, it was just horrible. I don't know why we're not able to connect to anything.
Yeah, we tried to connect to each other and it just kept kicking us out and it kept freezing on my console. It just would not have it. But no, I haven't played multiplayer yet. I just wanted to play a bit of campaign and see how it ran and the graphics, and you can definitely tell it's had a nice sort of 4K upgrade and the frame rate's a lot more smooth now as well.
Well, I hope they save that game.
So do I, because
it does have potential.
Yeah,
that's a tough one, man.
We'll be talking about this later because there's been quite a bit of news about this game, so we'll talk about that when we get to it in a bit. But I do hope they do save it basically.
I think it would have done a lot better if it had been the full Avengers team on all platforms and not just Spider-Man only on one of them.
Which has now been delayed.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's been they announced that Spider-Man's basically not coming this year. Probably it'll probably come next year to PlayStation 5, which is another shot in the foot in it, really, when you think about it.
No, but not just the character, but also some XP boosts or upgrades, something that were announced that will be coming first for the PlayStation and then to the other platforms. Like, what the hell?
It's a strange system, and it clearly backfired. I mean, they probably got a nice big pay up front, but in the long scheme of things, it massively backfired and it didn't work out. But I hope it comes back because the story isn't that bad. I'm quite enjoying the story mode. It's quite interesting. It's got a lot of like references to the comics and like the greater lore, but there just wasn't enough support. And we'll talk about the roadmap they've announced, which is hopefully putting them in the right direction shortly. Who hasn't talked about what they've played? I think it's just you, Fabio.
Of course, after all, I'm just a co-host, and for sure we'll wait first for our family members to talk before. But so far, what I've been playing was I jumped back to Elder Scrolls Online. Really fun, really excited to be back there. Really always enjoyed the game, but my biggest problem is because I don't have much time to play for long sessions of it, especially because of the achievements that take a while, I think, to get it. It gave me the impression to know about you guys. I also jumped back to play Bleeding Edge, and guess what? It is alive and well. I was able to find quick matches with not much problem, and it was just a blast. It's so amazing to see how the community of that game is still loves it. I'm really excited to see more people as well jumping back and then experience a game that does have a lot of potential, even though it is already announced that we will have no more new updates for it. And last but not least, I was playing some Minecraft Dungeons as well. And I don't know about you guys, I do enjoy that game quite a lot, but I don't know what's going on. I tried to play, I played on a Xbox One X, and for some reason, my game was crashing.
Was
I
that
don't
when
know
we
what
played the other
happened.
day?
No, it was yesterday.
Right.
I jumped back yesterday to grind a little bit of XP and get some better items, and then it crashed twice
I think
on
it's
my
the new
Xbox One
update.
X.
I think it's the new update because I've struggled with crashes. We've all been getting kicked out of games and stuff in the last sort of week or so. So I think it might just be an issue with the new patch at the moment.
They really need to fix that. But yeah, one thing that I'm thinking about Minecraft Dungeons is that I really hope they do make a next gen updates for the game because they've been clearly giving support for what I can tell.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Definitely.
But yeah,
By the-
so far that's it. What is this, Leo?
No, I was gonna just tell you, like, if you're I've had the same issues on Minecraft Dungeons, but if you're ever playing alone, just go offline mode, and it works without
Yeah,
any issues.
yeah, but that's the thing. I was on offline mode.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was just chosen to be fucked.
I guess so.
Maybe because I don't know, maybe an Xbox One X is not able to handle Minecraft Dungeons right now for some reason.
Yeah.
I need to buy a Series X for that.
Mhm.
That's clearly the answer.
That's as next gen as it gets, you know.
Exactly.
I love my Series X.
I wish I had one.
I love mine to bits.
Yeah.
Did
Okay,
anyone see that my Series X
good to
melted
know.
my chocolate bar today? I'm gutted. I left a chocolate bar on the shelf above, and my Series X, it's on like a bookcase, and there's loads of space. It's got like a whole shelf to its that, and the Wi-Fi router have got a whole shelf. But I'd left a chocolate bar on the shelf above, and then I've been hammering it, playing some games and stuff, and obviously the Series X pumps out a lot of heat when you play it for a long time, which is good. It's supposed to do that. But then I realised that I'd melted my kid's chocolate bar to the point of it's just like floppy.
Wow.
So I've had to stick it in the fridge, but
Hey, you can cook some chicken.
there you go.
Like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I said. Old KFC console's got a rival now.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken Council.
Yes. Is it bad? I want to buy one of them. Really bad. I don't know why. Why would you not want?
That's
If I
the
could
best part.
If I could get an Xbox that had kept my chicken warm, I would buy that as well.
Oh my god.
Like I think it's amazing how how the way Ash works is I don't know what it is, I don't need it,
But I
but I
want
want it desperately.
That's it.
Give
Yeah.
me two.
Yeah. Exactly.
It might be worth something.
I'll
to
buy
get
5 of
gaming
those.
console.
Yeah. Exactly. It'd probably be worth something in the distant
It might.
future, as long as you don't
Mhm.
get too much chicken grease in it. Can you imagine like the
Oh,
grease
yeah.
dripping out of it onto your
Oh, God.
computer bit? So all I can imagine is it's just gonna cause
Chicken
havoc.
grease.
It'll work for about a month and then it'll explode and you'll just be covered in like bones and computer debris.
Yeah, the first time I saw that, I was like, "This is an early April Fool's joke. It has to be, man. There's no way."
I think it
is
started
great.
as that, and then they thought, let's just do it.
I think the
hilarious.
best meme with that was the Godzilla versus King Kong with the console giving a punch on the next gen consoles of PlayStation, Microsoft. You know what I mean? But moving forward to our next topic, I heard that someone here among us, probably Ash, for what I know, since he's the one who put this topic on our schedule, got himself the new Xbox headset. So, what do you think? Is it good? Is it worth it?
Do you know what? All right, so I'll lay the scene here because I don't want people to accuse me of like saying something's good or bad when I don't know. I currently use like one of the cheaper Turtle Beach headsets when I play, and I'm using that right now. I'm not using my Xbox headset at the moment for this. I'm using a wired Turtle Beach one, and I've used all the other blooming Xbox headsets over the years, from the one that went over your ear on one side to the just the normal headsets, and I've been wanting to get a wireless one for ages. So I've picked that up because it was sort of a fair price. I think it's what $99 or something like that. And honestly, it's so comfortable. I mean, around the ears, this one I'm wearing now isn't that comfortable, whereas that one, the like the cups, they're not the biggest. They could have done with being a little bigger, but they're so comfy, especially when I wear glasses and stuff like that. I cannot go wrong with them. The sound quality through it is absolutely fantastic. Now I can't compare that to like a £200 headset, but compared to every headset I've currently used or had, including sort of like £100 Turtle Beaches that I've used in the past, it's got the best sound quality, and you even get like a 6-month Dolby Atmos subscription with it, free. So if anyone knows that, that's an app you can download on your Xbox, and it's obviously sort of like surround sound for your console, basically, and it works on like compatible headsets. And I was always thinking, nah, that's not going to be good, but I put them on and I was testing out the 3D audio, and it's fantastic. Like on the menu screen on the Xbox, when it goes bloop, 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 as it goes along, as you're picking, that moves from like one side of your head to the other side as you're picking. It's so weird. And I also like that the fact that the headset itself, you turn the ears, the earpieces, you turn them. One side is for your overall volume, and then the other side is for your party like equalizer. So between game and voice chat, which for me saves me a ton of time, because normally I've been having to go into the console, like open up the UI, go on to party, and then sort of edit party, the sort of settings to see like how loud and how quiet the chat is compared to the game audio, and now I don't have to do that basically. So overall, I'm really really pleased with it, because it's just one, it's just made everything a little bit easier. Two, it's wireless, and three, as soon as I get my Bluetooth set up on my laptop and my phone, I can connect it to everything at once basically. So going forward, it'll just automatically connect to everything.
I gotta tell you, for me, what will define the quality of the headset is with how good the audio during a playthrough of Hellblade is going to be.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Hellblade, in my opinion, is the best game for you to test any headset.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know what the mic quality is like. I mean, I was playing with it with you guys, Slayer, Alucard, and Fabio, when we were playing Minecraft the other day. So I don't know if my audio, like my mic, was better or worse than normal, but because I don't listen to that. But you guys will have heard what it is now.
Yeah, I just can't get away from my wire. I've got wireless headsets. I can't get away from my wired one though, because that little module that plugs into the bottom of the Xbox controller, they don't make it anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got the mute button in the middle and the mixer on the left and the total volume on the right.
Yeah.
It's so convenient to just reach over with your thumb while you're playing a game and hit the mute button right there instead of having to reach up and touch a headset.
Oh, I agree. That's definitely easier. But compared to what I've got now, where I don't have that, for me, that's still a massive improvement.
How do you mute the new Xbox headset?
There's a little button underneath the mic. You just tap it, and it just mutes it.
Okay. Because I got a Turtle Beach Stealth 600 wireless headset, and in order to mute it, you've got to lift the boom, and I absolutely hated having to do that to mute and unmute my mic.
Yeah. I think I remember them. But no, this one, it's just literally under the microphone, right at the back, like on your earpiece. There's a little button, you just click it, and it just switches off and on, basically, the mute.
Can't you mute yourself through the Xbox app on your phone if you have your phone sitting next to you as well?
Yes, I haven't connected it yet via Bluetooth. You can set it
Is
all
that
up.
a thing?
Yeah, you can connect it via Bluetooth and everything and go through party chat on your phone instead of on your Xbox if you choose.
Holy shit.
I think I don't need to, and it's not something I don't use it in that capacity that I need to worry about it. So we have got a comment by Sensei's Thoughts. He's put the multiplayer and the comfort has been amazing on it. And also he has the Dolby Atmos app, and together they are phenomenal. I agree. I was just saying before you came on that I didn't think Dolby Atmos would be that good, and then I put it on and I used it with all the like the demonstration videos and the sounds, and I was blown away by it. So I need to start like playing some sort of surround sound films and some of the games that support it, and have a proper try to see how the surround sound works basically on it.
Now, before
Nice.
you started using the Dolby Atmos with your new headset, were you using the Windows Sonic with your older one?
No, I'm not gonna lie. No, my current headset is terrible. This one I'm using now was a very cheap replacement when my decent headset died. So I literally just plug it into my controller and that was it.
Because with my my Turtle Beach Stealth 600, it is not marketed as a surround sound headset. But if you click the Dolby Atmos, not the Dolby Atmos, the Windows Sonic option in your headset settings on your console, it did a pretty good job of actually simulating some sort of surround sound.
Oh,
but it
that's
wasn't
nice.
true surround sound.
I might have to try. I'll have to try. I've never tried it with this headset because it's not something I care about massively. But now I've actually sort of experienced it with the new Xbox headset. I'm gonna have to have a play around more because it blew me away how like the 3D audio was immense when there's like it's just going around your head. I don't know how to make it feel and sound like it's moving from one side to the other when you just sat there not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? It blows my mind, technology nowadays.
I know some guys that live by that surround sound on the headsets, playing first-person shooters, listening for footsteps and knowing what direction they're coming from.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly, this new headset, I've seen reviews where they have said that it's so much easier to tell which direction someone's coming from. So I might have to just play something and see how I get on with that.
One small thing you may consider that as a complaint or not as important, but I do miss it. Like, am I the only one who with the Series X and the Series S misses one headset as something, as a gadget that comes with the console, the same way that it happened with the Xbox One? Am I the only one that missed that?
What, that they've not given headsets with them anymore?
Yeah, I wish they had. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just so well done. I liked the Xbox One headset when it when it came. Like, it worked pretty well, but sadly, it just died way quicker than I thought it would be. But the audio quality, not just from what I was hearing from it, but from what I was talking, was actually pretty good.
Believe it or not, I still use it.
Really? Yours
Yeah.
is alive?
Oh,
What?
well, I've gotten new ones over the years from Amazon. They still sell them on there for 25 bucks.
Ah, now I see what's going on. You just bought 20 of those. Simple as that.
I
No,
miss
like
the old
every-
360 ones.
Every year or two, I get one just in case, you know.
For
But yeah,
free.
like because
You have a
I love
deal.
it.
You
I
get,
really
you
love
get
it,
one for
like-
free, like they just gave you. Here, take this.
Because where my Series X is, I have surround sound speakers, so I don't really use. I don't see the need of using an actual headset. And it's also like in the basement, so I don't have to worry about waking anybody up. So that's why like I literally just use that headset for streaming and for just party chat, and everything else comes through my my surround sound speakers. So
Nice. Sensei's thoughts in the comments has said he has the 600 and the new Xbox headset feels and sounds completely better. And he also wears glasses too, and the Xbox One is extremely comfortable with glasses on. I can attest to that.
Nice.
It's so much softer on the bridge, like where they go over my ears. So much more comfortable.
Nice.
Yeah, I've hung my Stealth 600 up. I went to a Turtle Beach Atlas one, and I like it so much better.
this conversation has piqued my interest though, and I do want to see if I can get this one to try it out. But I just checked Best Buy and it's actually sold out.
They seem to be sold out everywhere at the moment, but I feel they're going to be coming in. I'm sure I saw someone on Twitter post that they were doing a restock sooner rather than later.
Nice.
Yeah, I think headphones. It's like I wear them for almost every game, even single player games, because I've heard things in certain games like sound effects only in headphones. I did not hear them without headphones.
Me too.
And
Me too.
That's true surround sound is when you wear headphones, like it's amazing. It has that immersion that you cannot duplicate, I don't think, with like non-headphones,
No,
like
no.
It's the best.
Is that you on?
I thought about getting go ahead.
Is that you on Twitch talking? Is that your comment, Alucard? Is that the same Alucard, or is that a different one?
That's me. That's me.
Well, Alucard on Twitch says headphones give the best experience for any game.
That's true.
He also said Xbox Master Race.
Earlier, yeah.
We are trying to not be toxic.
I gotta get some angry people in here to fight.
It will give us more engagement. Simple as that.
So I've already done the fighting today. I've got to chill out.
Yeah, for some reason I should try to got pissed by someone saying some bad comments, but it happened. What's done is done. Move forward.
Yeah,
I don't take this seriously, man. I'm just having fun. Like I don't get mad.
It wasn't even a console wars thing. I just what I'd said came out the wrong way, and it's silly. It's silly. Everyone just enjoy gaming.
Exactly. And speaking of gaming, for since as well, Ash talked about some stuff from Avengers. Square Enix made a event, the Square Enix Direct. I wasn't able to watch it. I don't know which one of us here besides me.
I watched it live.
Watched it,
much to my wife's disgust.
Was it good?
Do you want me to go through it and we'll talk over each bit as we go? So it started off, and if I remember correctly, it was Lara Croft's 25th birthday. So it's 25 years of Tomb Raider, basically. So you think, oh, they're going to announce something big, something good. So what they've announced is we're getting a trilogy bundle, which is the new Tomb Raiders. These aren't the classic Tomb Raider trilogy. This is the new Square Enix Tomb Raider trilogy. So in a bundle, and that's coming out, and I think it's out today. It's got a good price on it. It's like the deluxe editions of everything. They've also announced that Lara Croft's coming to other titles such as Fortnite. So she's going to be.
What?
Yeah, you can now get Lara Croft as one of the characters in Fortnite. And also, the
Okay.
one thing I was interested though in that bit where they were mentioning Fortnite is there's going to. I don't know what creative levels are in Fortnite because I haven't played it in a while. But Croft Manor's playable. I was like, that sounds fun. So I attempted to download Fortnite just to run around Croft Manor for a bit, just one off to try it. And then the big announcement you were all waiting for: we are getting a Tomb Raider cookbook.
What?
I'm gonna buy that.
And that was it. No
For sure.
remasters, no remakes, not even bringing out the old Tomb Raiders again on new consoles. Nothing at all. We're getting a Tomb Raider cookbook.
I'll take 5. I'll take 5 of that. Simple as that.
I want the first.
Are those games
OG
remastered or it's just like the retro
Exactly the
stuff?
same as they are now. So they're not
Yeah.
like next gen. From what I can tell, they're not next gen enhanced in any way. They're just the same games, but in a bundle for a better price.
It seems Square Enix has been taking some lessons from Nintendo with Zelda and Mario.
Yep.
Honestly, it was such a way. At least Mario got like an actual new game bundle. I mean, I know it was overpriced and it didn't have all the games you think it would have, but at least
and people had a limited time to buy it. That's so fucked up.
And that runs out in a couple of weeks' time or 2 weeks' time. So if you do want to get that, I look to buy it today.
That's the biggest microtransaction I've ever heard.
But it's 60 quid, and I'm like, I can't pay £60 for just to play Mario Sunshine in HD. So I'm gonna just get it like actual physical because I can pick one up for about £20.
Isn't it like the biggest microtransaction ever? It's only available for 60 days. Like what?
No, the biggest microtransactions are Evolve. The whole Evolve game is a big microtransaction because of the amount of DLCs that game had.
Oh my God. I thought it was that game. What's that one game? That space game that costs $300 million, but it's still not out. Not Starfield, the other one.
I was about to say that.
I forgot what it's called, but like they have a microtransaction where they want you to buy like a spaceship. It's $200 for a spaceship.
Wow. Oh,
What?
that PC game that I can't remember the name of. That's got Mark Hamill in.
Yeah.
And so, as it's just been pointed out, the Tomb Raider trilogy is only $20. So it's a really good price.
That is a good price. It comes with all DLCs and
but
everything.
That's on sale at the moment. It will go up on April the 2nd to $50. So if you haven't got these games, grab them. I mean, I picked up Rise and Shadow in the last sale last year for like £10 each, if that, £7. So I definitely recommend them. They are good games. They're just not as good as the originals in my eyes. So that was the Tomb Raider side of things. They then went on to talk about a selection of mobile games. So they showed off Just Cause Mobile. Didn't show any gameplay or anything. They just said it was coming with like a video.
Just Cause Mobile. Are they going to? Why does it give me the impression that they're going to make a battle royale out of Just Cause?
Probably.
That's kind of what it saw. What the trailer looked like a little bit. Yeah.
And it looked like there's going to put in multiple. It could end up with getting like guests from other games into it and something like that. The way it looked to me, it looked like you were going to have like different characters or create your own characters or something like that. So they also
it looked very uninteresting in my opinion.
Yeah, they didn't show any gameplay. It was all CGI, so it's not going to look anything like that.
Yeah.
They then announced Hitman, a Hitman mobile game.
Which that surprised me because I thought that they don't own that IP anymore since.
Well, I've heard multiple things. I've heard multiple things. I've heard that Square own it still, but they license it out. But yeah, so Hitman Sniper Assassins is coming in 2021, which I didn't really remember. It's like a multiplayer game, so it's like squads doing Hitman's things, and then they announced a Space Raiders or Space Invaders game, if I remember correctly, and that was it for the excitement.
Like Just Cause was announced for mobile as well as Hitman was announced for mobile.
Yeah.
The Space Invaders is going to be announced for Xbox and PS5. Simple as that.
But yeah, it was very odd that they announced Hitman when it's it's unsure who actually owns it, so it now puts it even more up in the air. Does Square own Hitman, or does IO Interactive own Hitman, or are they just licensing it? Is that why they've gone on to James Bond? Because if they're paying for the Hitman license, why pay for Hitman when you can pay for James Bond? So
True.
what was next? They then went on to Avengers. So Avengers got an update. So not only did they announce, obviously, the actual details about the next gen update and that it was out, but obviously they also showed off the Hawkeye expansion, which is free. And that it looks quite nice for free. You can't complain. It adds two new sort of story missions from the looks of it. And then they announced their sort of future roadmap for Avengers, which had all sorts in. So there's going to be 2 editions in spring, which was the Red Room Takeover and the Tachyon Anomaly, and then 2 more for summer and beyond, which I assume means it might come out this year, it might not, which was Project Omega and Wasteland Patrol. And then they finally finished it off with a Black Panther War for Wakanda expansion, which is also going to be free to existing users. And that actually looked really awesome. I was really up for that. The scenery and the environments looked absolutely fantastic.
Would you say? What would you guys think? Would you say that this is enough for to save the game?
They need to fix the loot system.
Yeah.
They need to make the gear change the character's appearance.
I agree on that as well.
They need to listen to their fans. I think that's number one.
But it is positive.
They need to do the
And now
one
where's
thing.
And where's Alucard to make the comment that will make people angry?
Well, I've never played. I never played the game. I never played the game, but what I've seen and what I've heard, like through the media, when the media gets a hold of a game and they absolutely trash it, and the social media and everybody's talking about it, the game's dying. Man, you have to go back to the drawing board. Like, I mean, it's gonna be rough. I mean,
and not make the game more grindy when it already felt like a grind.
It's gonna be rough, man, because you have to dig out of a hole now.
Well, they could do what was done with the Division 2. They gave everybody the Division last year for $5, and now it's got a next gen upgrade, and it's got DLC, and it's on fire.
Yeah,
I bought it for $3. I think it was $3, and I'm like, I'll buy that for $3. And I played it.
But here's the thing: when you talked about a specific topic that caught my attention, that is about grinding. It wouldn't be as bad to grind if the characters felt different from each other. But most of the characters in Avengers, in my opinion, except 4, because 4 is the one that for some reason, I don't know, I just really enjoyed playing as him. But all of the other characters, they all feel the same to play. I don't know how they made it.
Yeah, it's a very odd, and the fact that Hawkeye looks a lot like the last one. What was it, Maria Hill, who came out before? He seems to play very similar. But Black Panther, I must admit, Black Panther it looked like it had a bit of variety. The areas were totally different. They weren't all like desolate wastelands, buildings. It was all like, it looked like Wakanda, so it had all the lush environments, the big fancy, massive buildings. So, and some of the stuff they've announced, I mean, I don't think all of it's going to be great, but at least they've announced something. And I think they came out the other day and said they're going to support it for years. I mean, we've seen how EA said the same thing and then dropped Anthem, but it gives me a little bit of hope that they're going to at least try.
As well as Bungie with Destiny 1. And then right before the 10-year plan of them, they decided to launch Destiny 2.
Didn't they do that though because there was an issue with it that they couldn't fix or something like that? So they had to change something. I can't remember exactly.
Me neither. Actually, it's been a while since I played Destiny last time. Simple as that. But about these announcements showing the new characters and skins, did they announce anything from like, I don't know, new maps, scenarios, environments, something to make it different and not like, oh, I'm playing the same level over and over but now with different characters?
Well, the Hawkeye in that has got I'll read through it. So Operation Hawkeye has a new hero, villain, and story. It also has the reassemble campaign replay. So that's basically you can redo the campaign slightly differently. From the looks of it, the one that's coming in spring, the Tachyon Anomaly, means you can basically you can all play the same character if you want. It's not like one person can only play this, can play that. Everyone can be Iron Man, everyone can be Thor if they want, and there's going to be scaled levels. The Red Room has new Harm Room themed content and new outfits. The Cosmic Cube in summer has a new Scientist Supreme villain sector where you confront the unchecked power of the Cosmic Cube. Wasteland Patrol coming in summer and beyond has a new Warzone mission type, so a patrol mode, new war zones and assignments within the Wasteland region. So that to me doesn't sound like it's a new area. It's going to be just new things to do in that area. The Black Panther bit, it does say new Wakandan jungle biome, new outpost, new story, new enemies. So that all sounds new. But and then other than that, they've said obviously outfits inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So why they didn't launch with that, but it does look like they're now gonna.
What took them so long, right?
Yeah, and then there's a lot of tweaks and bugs, balances, gear progression, collectible comic system, actual matchmaking. So they are hopefully we'll be able to get a game in the future. But yeah, a lot of it seems just to be additions, but not a huge amount of new areas and stuff like that from what I can read, basically.
Fair enough. But since you just said about bugs and issues, we've heard something that during this week that I was kind of amazed of how did this happen. It seems that the PS5 has been having some issues to transfer your save, Avengers save from the PS4 to the PS5. Is there some type of dumb delivery, smart delivery? I don't know what's going on. Like, what do you think? What happened? How is this possible?
Dude, that's really bad for that game. Like, like you're gonna have like all these players on PlayStation that might not want to go back to the game. And
like here's what amazes me, because the Avengers Twitter page just made a whole list of instructions of how to do this, how to pass your PS4 save to the PS5 with so many topics, while on Xbox it's just you put the game and you play it. Like,
well, I mean, I don't think it's Marvel's Avengers' fault though. I think that's just how the PS5 works, because like they did the same thing with Spider-Man. Spider-Man had like the same thing that you had to do. It was like a lot of different steps that you had to do to port your save from the old game to the most recent game, to the remastered one.
So it's not really.
I think it's just how their cloud infrastructure works versus Xbox. Which I think that was one of the reasons why Sony partnered with Microsoft back in the day for their cloud stuff. If you remember that one E3 where they announced that.
So
Yeah, either way, it's a bad situation.
Let Bob say his opinion. He's trying to talk for 5 minutes. Let him have his space.
if you
Go
go
on, Bob.
to Forbes's website, there is a story on Forbes that was written up by one of their journalists called "I'm Getting Extremely Tired of My PS5's Nonsense," and he documents all the issues that he's had with this PS5. He goes on to say that the Avengers save, he put it on a flash drive and then tried to do it on his PS5, but PS5 wouldn't let him do it. He had to then go and download a migration tool in order to get that to work. But the migration tool didn't work because he had to get an updated version of the migration tool. He said it's just been a big headache. He doesn't understand, and I don't understand why save games are so freaking we're talking about a small file, like many are the size of kilobytes. We're not even talking megabytes here. It's a quick save. I mean, I don't understand why they have such an issue with it.
But like, could we consider is there any possibility that this was a problem with his PlayStation Unity, or is this more probably an issue with every single PlayStation Unity?
I think it's pretty widespread for PS5 users.
Yeah, it's their
With
infrastructure.
all these issues?
Yes.
Holy fuck!
Well, it's got a lot to do with, so the PS5 is using a new format. You know, the PS5, everything's in Kraken, and so your data has to be migrated. And cloud saves, even some cloud saves are coming up not compatible, and that cloud save has to be transferred into a different file format to use. It's just a lot of issues. I don't it could have been foreseen and fixed, and I don't know. I think in a way, my 2 cents, I think they got a little cocky and thought our users will deal with this until we get it fixed, instead of making it a priority to have it fixed before it even launched.
Do you think that they just didn't think Microsoft would put the effort in and do all what they're doing to make it so easy, and they just thought, well, it'll just be like last gen, where it's like starting afresh? Because this is the first time in a long time than I can remember where the next gen, like Microsoft's new console, it's as if you just switch off one and switch on the new one, and it's the same. Everything migrates across pretty much. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They've like, as Sensei says in the chat, he's put Xbox thought about this going forward, and they baked it into the console, and it just works. It's true. It does. It's they've took the time and effort, and like this is the sort of stuff not enough people talk about because it's not a AAA game and it's not this, it's not that, but it just
Works.
does. No, but it's just it makes everything easier, and I feel like Sony just shit the bed and didn't think about it, and they didn't think Microsoft were going to spend all this time and effort and resources to make it so compatible.
16 times the resources.
Well, it's not that it's baked into the console. Microsoft has it baked into the ecosystem.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Your saves, your profile, everything is automatically uploaded to the cloud. You don't even have to go. You don't have to choose to do it. On PlayStation, your saves are local until you have a what is it? What's
PS
it called?
Plus?
Yes, unless you have a PS Plus, and then even after you have a PS Plus, you have to go into your options and then choose to upload your saves to the cloud.
Yeah, I feel Sony were not expecting smart delivery to happen. Like they do, like as it's like they just wanted to. They don't want you to have cross-gen. They want you to buy the new version, and I understand because they make money off every game they sell. So that 30% cut they take off their store, they're not going to now get for the same game. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they believe in generations.
Yeah. Sensei's put, if it was up to Sony, they would move on to new games and not worry about the older games. This is every PlayStation console, unfortunately, and it's kind of true. But to be fair, this is sort of like one of the first main generations where this has been the case, because like PS3 to PS4, digital wasn't half as big as it is now, so it wasn't really an issue. People didn't mind buying the same games again, but we're also in a pandemic. We're also in some of the worst financial states everywhere's been, and people want to take stuff forward. Could you imagine every time you bought a new PC, if you had to buy all your games again? If Steam was like, hang on, that's not the same computer, I'll buy that 10-year-old game
that would
again.
be so horrible.
But it's just Sony have been caught with the pants down. That's all it is. There, I just don't think they planned for it.
The funny thing about this that I'm just imagining is I'm not trying to like say any names or to be toxic, but I think it's really funny how the toxic players that criticize Mark delivery, saying that is all bullshit and bullcrap, and it depended more on the developer and not on the console. How are they doing right now with this? Like,
I have a PlayStation, so I mean, and I love the exclusive games on PlayStation. I'm one of the few people who like Days Gone. I love that game.
I'm sure Days Gone is good.
I'll be playing it on PC soon.
But but I will. I'll call a spade, and they've dropped the ball this generation.
Yeah, I think they've rested on the laurels, haven't they?
It's anything but seamless from going from your PS4 to your PS5. Anything but seamless.
Maybe we should consider that they fucked up already this generation. I think they just fucked up some parts of these starts of the new generation, because everything can change.
Oh yeah, Microsoft proved that last generation. Look at how those started.
Holy shit! Don't remind me of that.
Big thanks to Sensei for subscribing on Twitch. Good man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much. Enjoy your potato Wi-Fi emote.
Asshole. I'm saying asshole. Understand, I'm saying asshole to Ash because this is a reference for our last episode. I'm sorry about that.
Oh yeah, because you said your internet is like a potato. Yeah, I remember.
Got to stick another antenna in the potato.
And we love that you love this podcast as well. Thank you.
Sensei's just said that he loves this podcast. Are you crazy? What are you talking about? Don't say that. You need to have a better taste. But thank you so much for the support, man. We do really appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right, I'm going to move back onto the Square Enix discussion. They also
your
announced...
favorite topic of the day.
But this next bit is, because this is my favorite bit from the whole show. So in the end, they then announced, they'd pre-announced this was getting announced, but they finally announced and unveiled the new Life is Strange game, which has got a weird name. It's not Life is Strange 3, it is Life is Strange True Colors. And it looks quite nice.
Is it developed by Donut?
No, it's developed by Deck 9, who made the prequel game, the Before the Storm. So I was disappointed in that, but not unexpected. I didn't think Donut was still making Life is Strange, to be fair. So
yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think that even though it's not Donut, I think we should give these guys a chance.
Oh, it looks really nice. It looks cool, and it's got I think is it like the first sort of Asian protagonist in Life is Strange. It brings back one of the previous characters, Steph, from I think it's Before the Storm. She was one of the D&D players, and she's in it.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, she could be one. I think she's like the gay love interest. There's two, like, it showed off like two potential love interests, and I think she's like the female one, and then there's some like hipster looking guy.
But like from From what the trailer that they announced showed, I don't know if it had any sort of gameplay. Did it have?
It just looks like all the other Life is Strangers. They showed like
Yeah.
actual gameplay. My only concern was the power is rubbish compared to the first two. So the first game, you can like go back in time.
But
In the
but
second
here's the
game,
thing.
you can control things with your mind. In this
But
game,
here's the thing.
you can. I'm going to get to the end. In this game, you can sense people's emotions.
But here's the thing. I don't think necessarily you need to give that. You should, for of course, give some supernatural some focus to the supernatural abilities of the characters. After all, this is a Life Strange game. But Tell Me Why is a sort of game that reminds a lot of Life Strange, and it doesn't have powers, and still the game is really awesome.
Well, you
I
technically
really
did
enjoyed
because you connected
the
with your
game.
sister, weren't you? You had the twin power. It wasn't a proper power, but
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It wasn't like a really big game-changing mechanic power, something like that. It was some sort of feature that they used more to tell the story.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and the gameplay with that just worked really well. So I think that if these developers are good enough for them to just make the gameplay feel good, besides of course giving some focus to the supernatural abilities, any supernatural abilities for me is okay, unless if it's dumb. I think this game has really a lot of potential. They just need to learn a little bit from what happened as well with Tell Me Why, since it's the same style and it doesn't have any focus on powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll
I really
see.
have to play these games one day.
They're worth playing, honestly. They're
Yeah,
good
for
because
sure.
they're in short chunks. So each sort of chapter's like 2 hours. So if you haven't got a lot of time, you can sort of jump in. However, this one isn't going to have. It's getting all released at once. So they're gonna do.
But like, try. Go on, Ash.
Sorry, no, you can basically it'll be split into chapters in the game, but you don't have to wait because before it was like every month they'd bring a new chapter out, so you'd pay up front and sort of like Telltale it would come out every month a new chapter. This one it's all coming out on release, but it's still split into
really?
chapters. But yeah, so you can play it
Nice.
all in one day basically.
Yeah, I'm glad because I always like whenever the old Life is Strange games came out, I was like, all right, well, time to wait 5 months for the full game to come out because I don't want to play it like 1 month after another.
I enjoyed what they did with
Yeah,
Tell
I
Me
know
Why
it is.
though, where Tell Me Why they did it every week because that was like watching a
That
TV
was good.
show.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But I don't like waiting more than a month for the next 2 hour of content. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I just wait till the
But
end
like-
and buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like Bob do understand that even though you are curious about playing those games, do understand that these are not the types of games that I would say that most Xbox players would play because it's more focused on story than on gameplay. And so you just need to be careful with that. So you would say if you will enjoy it.
Got them downloaded. I've got Life is Strange, Before the Storm. I've got all the chapters. I got Tell Me Why downloaded. It's just I've never started them up. I'm sure I'd get totally engulfed by the storylines if I started them up.
Well,
I was
yeah.
the same as you. I waited. I had them all installed for ages, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this. And then I literally binged through 3 of them in like 2 months because they were so good, and the story and the content, and I mean you can get through them quickly, but if you spend all your time looking and interacting and building up the story from all the like things you can see and interact with, you can spend hours in it. It's such good world building, and they've got like really nice indie music in as well, which is quite good.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I think Bob, you may want to wait a little bit longer because
Yeah.
they're remastering the first game.
Oh, they're going to remaster it.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
They need to make money somehow.
Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange Before the Storm remasters are coming out after Life is Strange True Colors releases. They'll be sold separately, or if you buy the Ultimate Edition of Life is Strange True Colors, you'll also get them included in that as well, but obviously when they get released down the line. But they didn't show a lot of that off. It just showed like slightly improved graphics. Like they didn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot shown of it, but it did look nice and slightly improved. So I'll be buying that and playing through them again.
Oh, for sure. I'll probably just get the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
man,
Oh,
I'm
day
gonna-
one.
Awesome. Should we then move forward?
Yeah, that was
Or
it for
is
the
there
Square
anything
Enix. No,
from the-
that was it for the Square Enix. Life is Strange sort of headlined it. Some famous singer woman is the singing voice of the main character. I apologise, I don't know who she is or what her name is. I've totally forgotten it.
And Dina Menzel. No, I'm just kidding.
Before we leave the Square Enix topic, this is kind of my cup of tea because I'm a big fan of it. We got a big chunk of gameplay look at Outriders.
That's true. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna. I really hope they continue to support the game.
Wait,
Yeah.
don't forget about Forspoken.
Oh yeah, and
The
for
game looks
Spoken,
awesome.
yeah, that was Project Athia for the PlayStation 5. They finally announced what it was really called and showed off a proper gameplay of it, a trailer of it. And I think has the character been changed, and the main character looks different to what I remember.
I
think so,
don't
but it
think
looks really,
they.
really
I don't remember they showing anything from the main character's face
That might be why
last
then.
time
But
when they announced the Project Athia.
I look
But
forward to
actually-
playing it in a couple of years when it
But
comes
here's
to
the thing.
everything else.
Here's the thing. What was the problem with naming your game as Project Athia? It was so bad. It's so much better than this one, or this new name, in my opinion. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I like that. The Project Ethia. I think that was a better name.
Yeah, for Spoken just doesn't sound good to me.
Like,
Yeah, it's like that Ninja Theory game called Project Mara. I'm really happy with that name. If they come out now and said Project Mara is going to be something else, I'll never think about it the same.
Project Mara is going to be called La Di Da. Simple as that.
Look at Project Scorpio, and then we got Xbox One X or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
Project
Yeah.
Scarlet and all and so on.
We
I
did get a
know.
Scorpion on the motherboard that we'll never see.
Exactly.
Being
Yeah.
written by Master Chief.
I know, like I don't get it. Like the original names Project Scorpio was so much better. Like I thought that was an
They
awesome
could have even
name.
left it as Xbox Scorpio or something. I never get when they announce games with like makeshift names that are really cool, and then they get rid of them and just make them just generic. Because for Spoken,
Yeah, I don't know.
it just sounds so. It doesn't pop at me. It doesn't have any
I mean,
sort of.
they do it like for secretive reasons, right? Like to
Oh
keep it
yeah,
under-
I understand. But if you're going to announce a game, don't announce it. The name of it, just say we've got an unannounced game. Don't put like a semi-trailer out and say this is the thing, and then announce like a really boring name afterwards. Because it's a shame because the actual gameplay and like the traversal on it, like the movement and stuff, looked fantastic.
It's
I just-
promising, right?
It's definitely like a timed exclusive I actually want to play. So I'll either get it on PC or if I don't get a PlayStation 5, I'll just have to wait for it. But it does look pretty awesome. But I think Sony have got a 2-year console exclusivity on that one. If I remember correctly, it's 2 years.
And
long
it's going
time.
to be launched. And it's going to be launched on 2022, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Jen, see you on 2026. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2-year console exclusive when it finally comes out. But we'll have forgotten. That's the problem. We'll have totally forgotten
Yeah.
about it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get something just as nice and shiny coming. The way Square Enix is sort of being a lot more nice to Xbox at the moment. There's a good chance, though. It's very strange how pally they've been in the last couple of months. Everything's sort of
Maybe
Especially-
Sony's afraid.
It's just
They're like,
strange. It's just so
"Don't
strange.
test
Yeah, It's just so strange how like at the beginning of the gen it was like Avengers is exclusive. We've got exclusive characters. We've got this exclusive. We've got that exclusive. Final Fantasy exclusive, and now everything else like Outriders day one on Game Pass and stuff like that. It's like a total shift, the total opposite of what it was 6-7 months ago. It's so weird.
And there were some people on social media even going as far as to say, "Oh, Outriders is going to Game Pass day one because it's not going to do very well." Bullshit.
Wow. That's so fucked. That's so
2 million plus players on the demo. The game is just fine.
That is not successful at all.
Oh,
Speaking of success and games that do have potential and were really solid, it seems that we will have the return of a game that during its first game installment was really hyped, and it wasn't just good but not amazingly good. The second one was really better, but the hype was really down, the same way with what happened with Watch Dogs 2. But it seems that Titanfall 3 is coming in 2021, says reliable EA insider. So, any chance of Titanfall 3 being really a thing?
I don't think this
I
year.
don't see it.
Maybe in the
Not this
future.
year.
But
Like, it say 2022.
maybe.
I mean, at least we've seen screenshots of Starfield, so I believe that coming in 2021 over Titanfall 3, which we haven't seen or heard anything about.
Yeah, and they're focusing on Battlefield, aren't they? EA's money's in
Yes.
Battlefield for shooters this year.
Definitely.
I think it'll
That's
come, but
true.
and it's positive to see that EA are maybe starting to let their companies, like their teams, actually work on what they want to work on, and they're not going to sort of force them down people's necks like microtransactions. Do this game, do that game, but I don't think it's coming anytime soon, if at all. But I have hope.
I mean, Respawn is working on Apex Legends, and they recently did an interview where they said that Apex actually takes place in the Titanfall universe.
Yeah.
So they're going to be bringing some stuff apparently into Apex that's like related to Titanfall.
Titans.
The only thing that I ask for EA is to stop killing their studios. They just acquired Codemasters. Please don't kill Codemasters. That's the
No,
only thing.
they've now become the racing place, haven't they? They're going to pump out like 2 racing games a year forever.
Until they are not useful anymore, and then just do it.
That's okay because EA's in Game Pass, so
Exactly. We're win-win for us.
So they can kill as many studios as they want. What kind of is this going to justify it?
I'm going to go off script here a little bit. I've just seen that Green Pass Gaming beat Double Barrel Gaming in the Halo tournament. So they've gone through to the finals. So I don't feel as bad for losing to them in the first round now because they've gone through to the final. So congrats, guys.
We just lost because Bob wasn't on our team.
Clearly. It's all Bob's fault.
Oh, yeah. My fault.
Next tournament, you carry us, Bob. Actually, you play all by yourself. The whole Xbox Live podcast team is going to be only Bob versus everyone else.
Okay. That'll be comical if nothing else.
1v4 every time.
So another game that has actually been announced, though, a sequel, Payday 3. Now, they posted up on Twitter the other day that it's coming out, I think, in 2023. They've just got some financial backing, so they've announced that it's confirmed and they've started working on it. So if you like the Payday games, that's some good news. Did anyone play Payday 2? I still haven't played Payday 2 yet properly.
I did. I played a little bit of it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. But it felt like a horde mode basically when I played it, because like a bunch of cops come in and you have to like hold them off so that you can escape.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe there's more to it than that, but it just felt like a horde mode.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah, it does kind of somehow a little bit, but I really enjoyed the mechanic from. I don't know. I really enjoyed the second game. I played mostly with bots on my team, but because I had no one to play at the time. But I'm kind of excited. I thought that the second game didn't do as good commercially as they hoped it to be, and I thought that they would give up on this series, but it seems that I was wrong. Awesome.
Was John Wick in one of them as like an extra character? I'm sure I've seen a
That's
picture of
yeah, you
John
could be a
Wick just stood
skin.
around.
It's just like a
Really?
character skin, I think.
That
Was
made
that a
me
thing?
play. Yeah, I think it was like an unlockable skin or something, but
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. They need a John Wick game. Imagine a John Wick game. That'd be ace.
They have a little John Wick game. It's like
Oh,
They
it's
do,
a
yeah,
puzzle
like John
game
Wick
though.
X or something
yeah.
like that.
I mean a John Wick game where I shoot and I beat people up and just like I just mow through people. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Not a
'Cause you
puzzle
wanna-
game.
Because what you want to do in that game, you want to have it. It's called gun kata, or it's like martial arts but using guns.
Yeah,
or gun
exactly.
fu. They call it gun fu.
Or like that
That's-
old John Woo game, John Woo Stranglehold or something.
Oh, I
like
used to love Stranglehold.
Mm.
They need to make that a sequel to that, even though it was a sequel to a movie none of us probably ever watched.
that. Nope, not me.
I did watch it eventually, but when I bought the game, like if you bought it on PlayStation, you got the DVD, the Blu-ray of the original film with it, but you didn't get it on Xbox because they didn't want to give it you. So you're playing a sequel to a film you've never watched, and there's no way to watch it unless you bought it on PS3 at the time. But it's awesome. Stranglehold was such a good early Xbox 360 game. I absolutely loved it.
Is that in backwards compatibility?
Sadly, I don't think
I
it
don't
is.
think it is.
There are so many games that they should put on backwards compatibility.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I agree.
With license problems and music
Yeah.
problems. And they said if the studios aren't around anymore, there's just nothing you could do.
Well, it was
Because
made by Midway, and Midway aren't around anymore, I don't believe. So
No,
Yeah.
My friend, I have two of my friends worked for Midway, and they both got laid off. That was like a long time ago.
yeah.
But yeah, that company went under fast.
Oh,
He
but it
said it
looks
was-
like. Sorry, go ahead. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
he said that there's a bunch of. He said it was a bunch of old men trying to figure out what game to make, and they just couldn't figure it out.
Oh wow. I was gonna say that Stranglehold looks like it's owned by Warner Brothers, and they re-released the game on GOG in 2019. So
Oh, there's a chance. I've also just reading on Wikipedia that at some point Lion Rock Entertainment announced they were making a film based on Stranglehold. So they were actually going to make a sequel to the original film and base it off the plot of the game. But they've just sort of nothing ever came of it. Probably because Midway went bust and it probably got put into sort of like licensing hell. But I would love to see that come back. And if Warner Brothers have re-released it on GOG, there's always a chance it could eventually come to new consoles. So, fingers crossed.
there's enough interest, I guess.
If not, just buy an Xbox 360 and buy it for like £2. It's so cheap, but it's worth
Yeah.
it. It's if you like the Matrix and stuff like that, and the slow bullet time you sort of gameplay, and like hand-to-hand combat, it's so crazily fun. I didn't even realize it had multiplayer according to this, so you learn something new. Moving on, we also had news that Mechwarrior 5 is coming to consoles. So this was already out on PC, I do believe, but they've now announced. Let me just read it here. It'll be coming to Xbox and Steam players.
No PlayStation?
No PlayStation mentioned in it. It's coming to Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Series S on May 27th. And it came out on PC in December 2019. So, there we go.
What do you guys think that this is going to be an exclusive game? Timed exclusive? Or somehow?
I think it is.
yeah.
Because they own the IP, right? Microsoft does, I thought.
No, they
Really?
own Mech
Chrome,
Assault.
Mech
They don't
Assault.
own Mechwarrior.
Yeah, this is where it gets confusing.
They own Mech Assault, but
Uh,
they've done nothing with for over 10 years.
Haven't they just
Mhm.
announced the new ones coming out, though? I'm sure Phil announced it. Or someone announced it a couple of months ago. They were actually going to do. They haven't announced anything other than we are actually doing something with it. But yeah, it's in like a licensing hell that because there's so many people that have the fingers in it.
For crying out loud, they own the fucking Banjo-Kazooie IP. They have done anything
Make a
since
Banjo-Kazooie mech
2008.
shooter.
Exactly.
Then everyone's happy. They get the mech shooter game, and you get a
Gears of
Banjo-Kazooie
War
game.
and Gears of War and Banjo-Kazooie crossover. I'm down for that.
Jeez.
It suits me.
But it's
I
good
don't
to
want
see
another
more games.
Banjo game.
You don't want another, but don't let Fabio hear that.
I want
What?
another
Sorry?
Conquer game. I don't want another Banjo.
Yeah, but I do want to Conquer, but I also want a Banjo game. For me, whatever comes first, I just want both. Simple as that. I even want a new Viva Pinata game, goddammit.
Oh yeah, I'd be down for that.
Well, I'm in agreement with
wow.
that. Yeah. I actually enjoy that series.
Microsoft needs like a small studio to pick up and just give them and be like, just make stuff on our licenses. And just because if they're not going to do it with them, let's pump it out. Let someone else pump them out.
Take my
Pinata by
advice.
Double Fine. Let's go.
Yeah,
By-
Double Fine would do it.
By the Lala Studios. Simple as that.
Actually, give them a budget this time so they don't just fill it with shooter levels in the middle. Space shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Talking of more exclusivity based games losing their exclusivity, Super Bomberman R Online, that is a Stadia exclusive, is soon to be coming to Switch and other consoles, including Xbox. So it takes inspiration from Bomberman R, which was a Switch title and is already on the Xbox, I believe. And this was a Battle Royale version. And it came to Stadia last September as an exclusivity, like an exclusive game. And they've already dropped the exclusivity on it, and it'll be coming pretty soon, they've said. They haven't given an exact date, but they've sort of mentioned that it's coming sooner rather than later. So it says Super Bomberman R Online brings more than 100 customizable feature combinations. Players can further discern themselves from the rest with optional premium pack, giving access to 14 additional Bomberman characters that pay homage to classic Konami IPs such as Gradius, Silent Hill, Castlevania, and more. That's the best we're going to get for Silent Hill, isn't it? We're just going to get a costume in Bomberman R. You can get a pyramid head or a bunny costume. That's it. We're never going to get a Silent Hill game. Just Konami's got to just sell its arse just till the point. They're just beating a dead horse, just sticking it in crap.
But like, whoa, what may have happened for Bomberman to not being anymore a Stadia exclusive? What a shock!
No one playing it, probably.
Stadia is like, well, this is a waste of time. Nobody cares. I mean,
They just
I don't know.
acquired this many studios and they said, nah, maybe not.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
It does suck. It's just another blow to Stadia's exclusive deals. I do hope, though, that means that that game that I really like, that sequel, was a Stadia exclusive. Submerged 2, or whatever the second game's called, but the sequel to Submerged finally comes to Xbox in the future, because that's a Stadia exclusive at the moment. And the first game is a really fun little indie game, like exploration only, no combat. I highly recommend people check it out. But yeah, I didn't even realize the sequel was out until the day it came out, and they're like, it's on Stadia. There was no advertising or anything that I could see of it, so I can't wait for it to finally not be exclusive.
Did you mention this in another episode that Just the Two of Us recorded? I think I remember you talking about something about.
Yeah, I mentioned it in our I think it was our first episode when we talked about like our top 10 games of last year that we played. and Submerge was one of my favourites of last year that I played. And then literally the day of the podcast, I found out that there was a sequel, and it was only on Stadia, and I was gutted. But now I have hope.
Who would have guessed?
What is Submerged? I never played it.
You're basically like a girl on a boat in like a submerged city, and your brother's been stabbed or something like that, and you have to save him. So what you do is you sail around on this boat, going into all the different buildings, climbing up them to find supplies, and that's it basically. You find all the supplies, and every time you go back with the supplies, it sort of explains the story a bit more. And then that's it. There's no combat. You're just sort of looking around, climbing, and it's just like, imagine like a half-sunken city with all the plants growing, and all like the animals have got like plants growing off them and stuff, and all the people have turned into sort of like plant monsters, but they don't attack you. They're good. They just look like plant monsters. But it costs like £5. Yeah, it's really fun. Honestly, if you haven't played it, check it out. It was a cheap game. It takes about 3-4 hours to finish. It's not a stupidly long game, but
is there like this thing talks to you? It's like a creature.
No, that's on EA Play. That's another good game as well. And I've just finished that a bit back. That's good. That's similar. You're on a boat in a submerged city, but that covers like it's based in someone's depression. Basically, the whole point of it's like
Sunless Sea or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's it. And you basically, the monsters are like your inner demons, basically, and you're dealing with them as you progress through the story. So I recommend you play that game as well. They're both similar, except that game is bigger and it has actual combat, or not combat, but like sections where you can die or be killed and stuff, and you have to sort of avoid enemies. Whereas Submerged is more relaxing. It's just a slow-paced sort of parkouring around, climbing up buildings to find things, taking photos of things and looking for things and stuff to just like fill a scrapbook and that for the collectibles. And I didn't go into it expecting a lot, but there's just the atmosphere and the music and the sound effects, and I just really enjoyed it. It just sort of connected, so I can't complain. Not for the price anyway.
Also fairly easy to complete all the achievements in that game.
Yeah, an easy 1000G.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those games where when you finish the story, you can then just go back and mop up the achievements, which is the best type of game. I hate games where you have to play through from start to finish again. If you can just finish it and then just mop up the last few achievements, that appeals to me.
Like Hellblade, I missed one of the shrines.
Oh,
and you don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I like about Life is Strange and those type of games, because when you finish the game, you can literally pick each chapter and it tells you like how many collectibles you've missed, and you can just sort of pick and choose each chapter just to mop up the missed achievements and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
much
a great
better.
system.
Every game should do that.
Yeah, if only, right?
In a perfect world.
One can always hope.
And then we've got one more game that's been announced that is coming to Xbox that was previously a PlayStation 5 exclusive. This is Worms Rumble by Team 17. And this is the first ever Worms game to feature real-time combat. It's basically a 32-player battle royale and deathmatch game. I think it's on PlayStation 5 and PC at the moment, or PS4 maybe and PC at the moment. And it's coming to Xbox at some point in the future as well, they've announced. It doesn't look as amazing as the classic Worms games, but it's always an extra game is always good in my eyes.
Is that the game where people criticize for changing the style of the game instead of being the side-scrolling? I don't know if that's the right term for the Worms game, but a side-scrolling game, you have a more Garden Warfare style.
Yeah, that's what it basically is.
Yeah, but this is not the first game to change up the camera, though.
No, but this one's took out the turn-based. It's now just you running around, all doing what you want.
Oh, wow.
It's basically a multiplayer shooter now.
Oh, that's kind of dumb.
It looks cool. I like the art style because it's got that 3D Worms look, and I love the 3D Worms aesthetic from like the past games. But it's like it says here, look, play across PlayStation generations and PC with deathmatch and last worm standing solo and squad battle royale modes. Just sounds like PUBG but with worms. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
yeah, if it's free to play or like part of Game Pass, then I'll be playing it. But I'm all up for more games because for some reason Team 17 put a load of their games on PlayStation first, or only on PlayStation. So it's nice to see stuff like Worms coming back to like Xbox and stuff, so I can actually play them a bit more. But it's not that I like the turn-based and like where you've got like 20 seconds to do your turn. That's Worms to me, where you're like rushing and you're like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Exactly.
Whereas this just looks like a crazy run-around shooting game, which could be fun.
My biggest problem with Worm was the menu for selecting the weapons that you were going to use it.
Looking at the videos and the pictures on the website, though, it does look like it is a 2D sort of plane. So it's like it's 3D graphics and it's like do what you want, but it's on like multiple levels on a flat plane. Does that make sense? So like classic Worms, but you don't take it in turns, so it's just madness, sort of like Smash Bros.
Yeah.
So who knows if that's going to be good or not? Like I say, I've not played the others.
This is actually a game that I can clearly see as a game being native to Game Pass. Not gonna lie, it gives me the vibes of a game that fits well Game Pass for some reason. If it's simple and fun, then why not?
Yeah, hopefully, like I say, hopefully they bring it to Game Pass. All those headlining news, Shinkerd, or only the biggest news, Worms, all.
Exactly.
Worms
Now let's
is one
talk
of my
about
favorite mobile games.
I've got it pre-ordered on the Evercade. They're bringing out a cartridge of it for the Evercade handheld system. I cannot wait to get it. It's classic Worms.
Yeah.
It's the classic Worms are the best. Oh, and also Worms Forts. I did really like Worms Forts.
Oh, that one, yeah, I love that one. That was really fun.
When I visited Team 17 years ago, I was like, "Can we have a sequel to that?" And they're like, "No, no one played it." I was so disappointed.
That sucks.
That's what happened when people asked for Rare for a Grab by the Ghoulies sequel, and then nobody played. There's no point in doing that.
Yeah, that's rough.
I'm going to go off topic quickly because Shinkerd said, "What do we think of the future What do we think of the future Xbox exclusives? You think it can beat PlayStation's exclusives?" So we've had a question. We may as well answer it. What do you guys think on the future of Xbox exclusives?
Can I start?
Yeah,
can I
of
start?
course you can.
Here's the thing. About if a game if this exclusive will be able to beat the other console exclusive, in my opinion, it's more about taste. For example, most people, every single PlayStation fan, not every single, but most PlayStation gamers that out there, they say that Xbox exclusive games are bad. In my opinion, I really enjoyed those games. Like, I loved Crackdown. I really enjoyed Record, Bleeding Edge, Battletoads. Like, so it's more about taste. I do understand that the PlayStation exclusive does have a bigger production as well as a bigger budget, but still, which game will be better or not? It's more about what do you like, what do you prefer. So, but still, the future for Xbox exclusives is brighter than ever, especially with all the great news that we've been receiving. So I kind of answered, but at the same time, I haven't answered your question because there's no point in saying that, in my opinion, to say that this is going to be better than the other one. No, if you like the other one, it's okay. I prefer this one. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. In my sense, though, my feelings for the future Xbox exclusives is the amount of variety we're going to get. But there's so many studios they own that are all different. Not only like we're going to get great racing games, we're going to get great RPGs, we're going to get great like smaller titles like Grounded and Double Fine games, stuff like that. I think the sort of the fact that we're going to get them on a more regular basis, we're also going to get those sort of like beautiful looking games, because I understand people go for PlayStation exclusives because they look fantastic. I mean, Last of Us 2
and they do look fantastic.
Stuff like that. I mean, I just feel like there's going to be a lot more content for people on Xbox, and I think when they start to roll them out and they're all day one on Game Pass, I feel like it's going to really it'll change people's opinions of Xbox. So I think there's a stigma that Xbox the stigma that Xbox has no games or exclusive games is going to die. And with Sony bringing more and more games out to PC, the whole Xbox's games on PC too will die. It's that's not what people care about anymore. It's just about playing games and having that many people playing on your system, on your like ecosystem, not your system as such, like your whole ecosystem. And it's hard to say because we don't know everything that's coming. But the current lineups for both consoles, I know there's some really awesome games. Like Ratchet and Clank is a big looks fantastic. I can't wait to play that. But after that, there isn't much coming to PlayStation this year that I'm interested in. The stuff I'm interested in, I doubt will come out this year. I don't think God of War is coming this year because they haven't shown anything. They've shown a picture, so that's not coming this year.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bull, man.
Horizon, I can't wait for Horizon, but I don't see that coming this year. Might do, but that could be the big Christmas game. But other than that, they're the only two games at the moment, other than Ratchet and Clank, that stand out for me for PlayStation. But that's just my taste, and I feel like now Xbox has got that like bigger variety and studio base. Eventually,
they definitely click every box.
Yeah, well, apart from like, I think the only thing we don't click at the moment is like kiddie party games. But obviously, for the hardcore gamer, they don't care. But for as a dad, like younger based platformy sort of games, I would love to see more of.
Fighting games as well would be awesome.
We got Lucky's Tale.
Oh, I love that.
Which is an awesome game. Yeah, but then the better version came out to every other console first.
Yeah.
It happens. Wow. But what about you guys? What do you think? Let's start with Slayer this time.
We'll not go too much into depth though, because
yeah, no. I mean, you know, like
you guys have no opinion about that.
I mean, I'm a fan of both. You know, like I'm very lucky and very, you know, happy that I have the luxury of being able to buy both consoles eventually. Definitely, you know, I prefer Xbox first because that's just where I've kind of grew up on. I've had every single Xbox first. I actually didn't get a PlayStation till PS4. So, you know, but I've always loved the exclusives that they have, and, you know, that's pretty much the reason why I buy a PlayStation now, is just for the exclusives, because everything else I play on my Xbox. And whatever, you know, is only on PC, I play on PC. Yeah, so like I don't think that there should necessarily be competing in that way. I just think people should like enjoy games and just, you know, that's, you know, because we're all gamers, you know, like we've said this before, like there should be no reason.
It's all about people's taste. Simple as that.
I definitely think that Xbox has stepped its game up, which I'm very, very happy about that. And they're definitely going to be more competitive now, and they've already been. And so that's just great. It's a great time to be an Xbox gamer.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with Shinkerd on the chat. He says it's I think they're completing each other. Honestly, it's great that Xbox have upped the game, because it's means Sony going to up their game, and it's just going to be better, win-win for everyone, because they're all going to bring their A game. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm lucky that I'll eventually pick up a PS5 again. But at the moment, like I'm the same as you. All my gaming pretty much runs through my Xbox. All my multiplats, all my Xbox exclusives. There's not enough right now, being a new gen, to, but like last generation, I went Xbox first, then I went PlayStation 4 for half the gen, and I didn't touch an Xbox because I wanted to play all those PlayStation exclusives when PlayStation was absolutely firing them out and Xbox was doing nothing. And then at the end of the generation, when I got a Series X, not a Series X, a One X, and I went back and finished all those multi-platform games that were coming out, like where they played best, basically. But yeah, like I say, it's all just it's all on your preference, isn't it? Really, but we none of us can say how it's going to go. Microsoft could drop the ball massively. They could buy Bethesda and then literally pump out crap for years. We don't know. I hope
Let's
not.
hope not.
We do. One can always hope.
Let's not wish for that to happen.
What about you, Bob and Alucard? Anything else to add, or are you pretty much? Do you guys have the same thing as us?
I want to see another Uncharted game on PlayStation.
Yes.
I don't. It kind of seems like they've put that IP away, like Microsoft has done so many of their IPs.
Yeah.
I'll get a PS5 when I don't have to go out and rob somebody to get one.
Or they rob you.
I play most of my games, most of my multiplats on my Xbox. So my Series X was my first priority, with the PlayStation coming in second. And well, I think Xbox is ready to go this time around.
Yeah, they've definitely got the shit together. Yeah.
And Phil, we trust. Don't leave us, Phil.
Exactly. Don't fuck this up, god damn it.
I just have a quick comments, but like with PlayStation, like I really wanted to play Days Gone, and so that I want to play for sure, even though it's an old game now, but it's not really old, That's what people are going to say, but they're new exclusives, like you don't know when they're coming out. God of War, I would love God of War, so I definitely want to play the new one, but it's not coming out this year. Like that's such nonsense.
We just got a logo.
Yeah, I mean they showed a logo. That means it's not coming out for another probably year or two. Like that doesn't make any sense.
PlayStation's
to me,
kind of always done that.
Yeah, I mean that's to me that's not okay, because you're basically like, what do they call it, like a fishing hook and a lure, and it's just like it's not real.
Whether it's a picture or a small cut of a video, they always throw that stuff out there 3 or 4 years in advance.
I know.
Yeah, but they get away with it, and people believe. Like they literally did a whole presentation saying all these great games are coming in the first year of the PS5 to make, and they were PS5 exclusive, and then half of them are now PS4 and PS5, and the other half aren't coming out. It is a classic switch and bait, and they get away with it. People, it's like when Nintendo do all their shady stuff, and people worship them for it. I don't understand it. They need to. Companies should get pulled for this shit. It's mis-selling.
I should, but anyways, like the games, like they have great exclusives. The only thing I could say is that they all have this pretty much similar look to them. I know a lot of people have probably said this before. Third person beyond the shoulder. They all take place in the wilderness for some reason. If you've noticed that, doesn't mean that they're not good, but I think their studios kind of like help each other, and they give each other ideas. So maybe Xbox is going to do that too, but I don't want all their games to look this similar as well, though. But Days Gone is something I wanted to play, and then the future games like God of War for sure. Xbox, their games are going to be bigger and better, hopefully. Yeah, you can say their budgets are smaller for their games, but I think that's going to change big time. So I'm looking forward to both PlayStation and Xbox. Nintendo, I'm just not a big Nintendo person, so I don't mean to offend anybody about that, but
they're in their own little bubble, though. Nintendo, aren't they?
You're just offending people right now.
I'm sorry, but Nintendo, like I can't help it. Maybe because like
Don't say it.
I-
Don't say
I
it.
played it when I was a kid. Like I don't know, but that's about it. Man, I'm done with that topic.
Oh, we
That's
lost a
all I
viewer. He
have
must
to
have been in
say
the
about
queue.
that.
You left the That's it.
Oh, that's it. Mario's pissed off now. He's gone.
Oh,
Oh, right. Let's get back on topic. So, more crap news. Gotham delayed. So the new Gotham Knights game's been
Gotham
delayed
Knights, yeah.
to 2022.
Was it because of the COVID-19 thing or
Probably.
any
Yeah.
other stuff? Did they give any details?
They just said more time to deliver the best possible experience for players.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. To be fair, I'd rather it be
Yeah.
polished.
Of course,
Yep.
definitely.
But that's another one to the list. I bet we're in double figures now for games delayed now out of this year already. So
I'm honestly fine with that. Like, I have a lot of games to play.
Yes, a lot of games.
There's too many games. I mean, I took a picture the other day of my backlog, and I was like, "Jeez, my backlog will last this entire generation if I don't touch another game." Plus, so
Yeah, same here.
I just downloaded the Stubbs the Zombie remaster, and I'm probably not going to get to that anytime soon.
Oh, that game's pretty quick though, I think. So you should probably knock that out in like 6 hours or something like that, or 8.
I'm gonna
Oh,
pick
wow.
that up next week, I think, with my
Mhm.
reward points.
Because I played it when it originally came out. And it wasn't that long of a game.
Yeah, it's not a huge game. It's the only game
Fair
made with the
enough.
Halo engine, other than Halo, if I remember correctly, as well. Oddly,
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Sadly though, it's not a remaster. It's just literally the same game, just ported over with
really?
the
It's
same
got
graphics and
it's
everything.
got resolution though, hasn't it? I think.
Oh,
so.
does it? Okay.
I think it unlike it doesn't look. It's got a better. I think it's got like widescreen resolution and stuff like that. But
Oh, okay.
there's nothing else. That it's got no content. It's not got like upscaled graphics or anything in that sort. They haven't done the textures or anything. It's just the same game with achievements
Yeah,
added.
it's only got a $20 price tag, so they couldn't have done much with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I never
Fair
played the
enough.
original, so.
I
It's a fun little
honestly,
game.
I got the original years ago on Xbox Live. I think it was backwards. I think it still is backwards compatible on.
On the 360, I
Is it?
think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Batman fan. I've been a big Batman fan ever since I was a little kid, and I loved
Arkham Asylum, Arkham
Arkham
City,
Asylum,
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, Arkham City. I loved them all. So if they have to delay it to get it right, because don't turn Batman into crap like Cyberpunk.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The Gotham game is going to be the next Cyberpunk. See you in 12 years.
Oh no.
No, they're going to turn it into a live service game, aren't they? It's going to be like
Oh god.
it's going to be Avengers, but with just Batman characters. And they're like, this week you can get Batman in a different costume for only $20.
I just love Slayer's reaction with you saying that it was going to be a live service game. Oh god.
Please don't. I'm done with those games. I'm just tired of them.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Oh, there's so much Batman stuff they should put in the games. I'm so gutted they cancelled that Gotham by Gaslight game years ago. And they did that
Oh yeah.
pitch. Like the Batman looks for Jack the Ripper, and they made like I don't know what company it was. They made like a demonstration of it. It looked awesome. He's got like his trench coat on, and he's like It was like Assassin's Creed. It was just like it was just London, and you climbed over the roofs and stuff. Oh
Yeah.
man, that looks so good, and it's such a good graphic novel. I'm so disappointed they didn't make that into a game.
That Court of the Owls game looks interesting though.
Yes.
Yeah, Court of Owls, man, that's an amazing story.
Has it actually finished yet? I remember about 2 years ago it was still there in the background. Did they ever actually finish it, or is it still going on in the comics at the moment?
I don't know. I just saw like the animated DC movie.
Oh
They had
yeah.
That was really good.
The Court of Owls, that's the the new game is rumored to be based upon that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're like the secret society.
Not the Gotham Knights. It's a
Yeah.
different game.
Oh, different game. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Gotham Knights
fair enough.
is not the Court of Owls one. There's two different Batman games supposed to be coming out.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair enough.
so much
Move it to
Batman.
the next. So let's talk less about Batman and go to the next topic. This is the one that my favorite one from the whole show. That is PlayStation just announced that they acquired Evo,
Half of
which
Evo.
is the biggest fighting tournament that we always had. They haven't acquired 100% of it. They've acquired 50% of it, and the other 50 is with I think it's a esports company called RTS. I have no idea what the RTS stands for. The only thing that comes to my mind is real-time strategy, but I don't think that's the case. And I wanted to know, really, wanted to know your opinions about that. What do you think that is going to happen in the future? Is the Evo games now going to only allow PlayStation exclusive and multi-plat games to go into the tournaments? Are they going to try to make deals for games to being shown on the tournament to become timed or full PlayStation exclusive? What do you think about that? Because this kind of shows me a little bit that Sony and PlayStation does have some interest in giving a bigger focus on the fighting game genre within their library of games.
Yeah. I don't know if they would, per se use them to have tournaments for just their games. I mean, that's a pretty big organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah, I
Jim
don't
Ryan
think-
just went out and went, didn't Microsoft buy into an esports company last year? And he's like, why haven't we done that? Do it now. And he just sent his minions
Yeah.
out, slapped him on the back of the head, go, go, go.
I just loved Jeff Grubb's post. Buy anything, it doesn't matter what it is, just buy it.
We gotta compete with the Bethesda buyout.
Well, he failed.
but I think it's really nice to see, especially because Evo was kind of needing some help, especially with all the trouble that I heard that happened. And really, I'm kind of curious and if they are going to try to make some new fighting games to become exclusives, like possibly Street Fighter 6 to become a PlayStation exclusive. Again, the same thing as with Street Fighter 5, or is this going to make Microsoft be influenced to give it a bigger focus on on the fighting games genre, or just give up on it and focus on other stuff? Like, it makes me it's not clear what is going to happen, but even though that I would actually prefer way more that they bought a gaming studio instead of a fighting game tournament, I think that's good. It shows that they are interested in trying to get more people excited for their brand and console. Now they bought it.
I don't even
I
know if
think-
they will.
I think fighting
Yeah.
games are more popular on PlayStation than they are on Xbox, so I think that's probably why it was like such a good move for them. But I don't think that this has gonna make anything exclusive. Like, it's not gonna change anything in terms of making other games exclusive to PlayStation. I think it's just them
Trying
seeing...
to get some extra more money.
To be
Well,
fair,
that, but
they,
also,
they probably
like
got
seeing
it
that-
at a steal.
Maybe.
Because the last year it was in the owner or the founder of it was part of a big sexual misconduct scandal.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
old Mr. Wizard wasn't he being
Yeah.
done for being a bit naughty? Like sort of serious sort of sexual harassment or sexual misconduct accusations came out, and they cancelled it last year. So probably PlayStation probably picked it up for a fraction of what it was probably worth last year. I don't know why I wouldn't buy a company whose head had gone through all that so recently, but maybe they think they can turn it around. Who knows?
Well, you can clean house, fire all the people that you think are no good, and
They just may be trying to broaden their community as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a business move, that's about it. I mean, it's one way to make more money.
So you would say that this is a buyout that would not influence anything within the PlayStation library or future exclusive games for PlayStation?
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
I doubt it. It may prompt them to kind of maybe go the way of a first-party fighting game like we saw with Microsoft and Killer Instinct. But
Fair
other
enough.
than that, I don't see anything coming out of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe this is their way of preparing for a new fighting game that they're making. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Other
It's
things
possible.
though that Sony have sort of rushed announcements out for this week was that Jade Raymond studio, where they basically announced nothing. They said this is a third-party studio and we're going to make a game with them. It was so weird. It was such a weird press release.
So they did clarify that this is going to be a third-party studio, not a first-party.
Yeah, it's a private third-party studio that have announced they're going to work on a exclusive Sony game, but they haven't announced what it is.
Okay, so this is kind of in between of the first and the third-party studio, because if it's a private third-party studio, in my opinion, this is called first-party studio, let's just say.
But I know that Sony invested into it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they are
But
going
they
to
don't own it.
they're probably going to be like, what is the name of the studio? Blue Point Studios that just made the Shadow of the Colossus remake and the Demon Souls remake.
Demon Souls, remake.
Yeah. The Demon
Is
Souls.
that the name? Blue Point Studios.
Yeah,
Maybe that's going to be the case. Like a studio that will only make PlayStation exclusives, but it's not 100% owned by Sony.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's like you want to mix. It's a good way to kick off their studio.
It's
Yeah,
just
for
weird.
sure.
It's clearly they just rushed that announcement out though when Xbox was having that mad week of announcements, which we'll talk about soon. It was like they just had to say like we're still here, we're doing things, because it was a non-announcement. It was literally we're making a game. It's a third-party game. We can't say what it is because literally this studio has been formed about 2 weeks, if that, because she's only just left Stadia like a month ago, so they probably not even got a building yet. So it was it's just a weird sort of an announcement.
Look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
I still exist, guys.
Well, don't expect anything from them for a long time.
Yeah, it was just so odd, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, they're making a Jade Raymond game!" But when you read it, it's like, well, it's not their new studio. It's not it's not a Sony studio. There's nothing announced about the game. It's just like, oh, she's putting a team together to do it. It's so weird.
So they did so they kind of did a Cuphead. They got a studio and they're paying this studio to make them a game just for them.
Fair enough.
Yeah, basically.
Enough.
But why announce it now when there's nothing to announce? That's what's weird about it. It was clearly just rushed out in a week of weird announcements just to keep them in the press.
Maybe to give an impression of this being kind of an acquisition.
But it wasn't though. They made it quite clear in the text. It wasn't. So it's just odd. And then they announced the PSVR 2 controllers. They've shown the controllers off, but they haven't shown off the actual headset. They haven't shown off any games. They haven't shown off a release date. They've shown nothing. It's just like odd stuff. It's like Phil going, "Oh look, yeah, we're going to look at this box. I'm not telling you what it does. It's just a box, but it'll do something soon. But look at this box." Look.
It'll hold something, but I'm not telling you what it's holding.
Yeah, but look at it. Here it is now. Maybe I'll tell you about it later and put in a news conference, like a press release out for it. It's just there's no need. It just reeks of desperation trying to just get you something where doing something out. It's just so odd.
Yeah, basically they're just like, we got to throw some news out there. We got to do something.
It's so weird. I mean, the PSVR 2 controllers do look nice, although they do look like they've copied the Quest, like the Oculus controllers.
You know what I heard someone say they look like thongs, like hand thongs.
That's how they sell them.
What?
Hand thongs.
Hand thongs.
Is that the messaging behind them?
It may as well be.
That'll be the song in the background of the marketing video.
Dun, 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 dun. Let me hear it.
Oh yeah, I can see that right now.
That's gotta be the greatest.
We know what Jim Ryan's into.
The greatest invention, man. The thong. Thank you so much.
Marketing strategist. Simple as
That's
that.
the man that invented yoga pants.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Bless his heart. May the Lord have mercy on his soul.
I think we are really losing the track of this podcast.
Did anyone see that guy on Twitter who put that PlayStation Evo announcement was like it destroyed Bethesda? It just made me laugh. I saw it this morning. It was like destroys the Bethesda announcement. This is so much better than Microsoft buying Bethesda. Sony have bought Evo. It's so funny.
Wow.
I just laughed. I don't know who it was, but it was absolutely crazy.
It's not a game. I guess he thinks it's a game or something. It's not a studio.
It's not even a studio.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's just like when Sony announced that right after Microsoft announced that they bought 7 studios in 1 year that they acquired, and then Sony announced that they acquired Insomniac, and people were saying, "Oh yeah, this is so much bigger and better than the 7 studios that Microsoft just acquired in 1 year." Like, what?
Okay, sure. I just say, yeah, okay. I nod my head and I walk away. That's what I do.
Right, let's get on to the good stuff then. The juicy Xbox news.
Lay the sauce out.
Oh, the sauce. So
Bring the sauce.
we'll start with something we all should be happy about. Bring on the sauce. Lay the sauce out. Don't forget, like, share, obey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So achievements are finally coming back to the mobile app. So lucky people that are on the preview version have got achievements back in, and it looks quite good actually. It looks nice and neat, and they should never have been out in the first place. But it's only a little bit of news, so we'll not go too in depth into that because honestly, there's not really much to talk about. Other than it's coming back soon. Hopefully within the next month or so, we'll get it on the public app. Because I used to love on using the app when I'm playing a game to check, and now I've ended up going on like true achievements or something like that on my phone. It's just not the same.
Yeah.
They need to put the store back too.
Yes. Yeah. I love the fact that Slayer put the Wi-Fi potato emote up with a beard. This just makes me happy.
That's funny.
Oh, Dolby.
Slayer, it seems you just lost a friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Simple as that. See you later then.
That's breaking news, guys.
Breaking news. Slayer's lost a friend in the chat.
Just ended here.
Not only so we've peed off Mario, and now
Guess he doesn't like my beard potato. Bearded potato.
Bearded potato.
This is what happens if you leave a potato unattended too long. It grows
a beard.
Yeah.
and you can get this beard potato emote if you subscribe to the Twitch channel.
Right.
That's the best advertising ever.
And then
Have
just
you ever
900
felt?
points.
Have you ever wished to use a bitter potato in your life? Just subscribe to the Twitter channel.
Oh, we'll get back on track. We will get to the end at some point. So, Xbox Series X and S is starting to roll out tests of Dolby Vision HDR on certain games. So, I'm not super technical, so I'm not 100% sure what this is, but I believe it's like a better picture quality mode by Dolby, is it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the new HDR, right? Am I correct? New, better version of it, I believe.
I'm not 100% sure. All I know is it makes sort of your graphics nicer and your pictures and your colours better. There was a list somewhere, but as
Oh
always,
yeah, Alucard's right. It's the updated. It's like a more HD high dynamic range.
Yeah, so you have to have a TV that supports it, though. Unfortunately, I believe.
Mhm.
Right.
but it's a nice addition, so we can't complain.
Oh, of course.
There is a list of games online, but I can't seem to find it anywhere now.
I think it's only 4 games so far: Borderlands 3, Gears 5, Wreckfest, and Halo Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, with more hopefully coming in the future.
And then
Isn't
you have like
the
Dolby,
new Dolby Atmos, that's comparable to the HDR 10 Plus, right?
Dolby Vision. This is supposed to be better than that, as I was told. But
Right. Well, one's a licensing deal that is Dolby, and then the other one is just your standard
yeah,
HDR.
yeah, and then Dolby has Dolby Atmos, which is their sound, their 3D sound,
Right.
which that has to be, your TV has to support that also. Like I was able to download the license for the headphones, but I don't have it. But I cannot play it through a speaker on my TV, but only through my headphones. I can have Dolby Atmos.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was like $10 for the license. But I'm gonna have to get a new TV, man. All these features, I want all those features, 120 frames, all that stuff, variable refresh rate. I don't have any of that stuff, man. So,
Options. Xbox
yeah,
just
it
keeps
is.
adding them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've
I'm
had this
surprised.
stuff before.
X
though.
options.
They had all those features already. It's just that they're not being utilized. So they're ahead of a generation with some of this stuff.
I'm looking forward to getting a new telly though, and actually getting like the 120 hertz and the best HDR and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
I'm ready for it to blow my face off.
Yeah, variable refresh rate really helps with
Yeah,
the
VRR
performance.
as well. Yeah.
Especially
There's
if
a
it's
lot of
games
stuff,
that
man.
don't hold 60 frames exactly all the time. You have your dips.
Yep, that's gonna
Variable
help.
refresh rate makes that just totally unnoticeable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't wait to get something like that because mine
No
doesn't have
hitches,
VRR,
no
unfortunately.
stutters.
So I cannot
And
wait.
there's other, there's so many options that like the console's gonna have, that they're not even utilizing in some of these tools yet. Like what's that? Variable rate shading, which is different. That's for the developer tools, and that's gonna be amazing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's and machine learning there's all these things not being utilized yet. So that's why I don't really mind. I don't have the new Xbox right now because by the time I get it, all those tools and the TV is going to be cheaper. Like the new TV with all the features. So everything that combined is going to be cheaper if you just are willing to wait a little bit longer, which I probably will. I don't think I'm getting anything right now. So
Fair enough. Fair
Right
enough.
now, I'm just beefing up the PC.
For the way that things are going about the stocks and unities, we are going to wait a little longer.
yeah, no, like they have to fight over like the chipsets and everything. AMD tech, they have to fight over that stuff because they can't produce enough to make these consoles. So they're all competing, like PlayStation, Xbox, PC, they all need the same tech. So there's not
Ryan
enough
Reynolds
to
is
go around.
revisiting his days as
That's why there's such shortages of everything right now.
Right now, we're dealing with a global silicon shortage out of China. So that's everything.
And then you have all the damn scalpers buying everything anyways. So good luck. Good luck.
The outlaw bots.
Yeah. I get it, man. You want to make money. I'm all for making money, bro. But taking stuff away from people and then charging 8 times the price or whatever is kind of ridiculous.
Make money, but don't be a douche about it.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Exactly right.
Maybe we'll have to have a chat about TVs when everyone's got these consoles, and we'll have to discuss who's what's worth getting and stuff like that. Because I need someone who knows more about technology to tell me what TV I need to get. So I'm looking at probably upgrading at end of year, probably sort of thing, early next year. I've got a 4K. I've got a 4K TV now, and I'm quite happy with it. But I need it needs to be.
It does not reach. It does not reach Does it reach 120 hertz?
No, it's only 60, unfortunately.
Man, I think LG is the leading brand right now, because I think even every other brand of TVs uses LG's technology, I believe.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I'm hoping by the time I want a TV, they'll have a Gamepass app on it, like a xCloud app as well.
Yeah.
So I can, if I don't have my Xbox plugged in, I can still play on it now and again.
They say that they are working on that to make
exactly.
Gamepass even available on PCs. Not Gamepass, cloud available on PCs and TVs without the console.
Yep.
Right. For a little while though, Samsung will be the only company that has the license to actually put the tech inside the television. Everybody else will have to use a Fire Stick type device.
Interesting.
Yeah, to be fair, you can see that coming within the next sort of year. Imagine that if they went this Christmas and they went, here's a 25 quid stick and you can play all your Xbox games on it. Imagine how much that would sell at Christmas time.
People would lose their minds.
Look, Stadia, this is how you're supposed to do
it. Take notes.
It's a bit late for that.
Yeah.
You can't write when it's already dead.
Take notes while it's on Stadia's grave.
Stadia had some guy who probably doesn't even know what video games are. He was probably one in charge, It's let's charge him to be a beta tester. Yeah, that's a good idea, man.
You know what's funny? I mean, the guy that was in charge, or still is in charge, was the guy that was in charge when Xbox One first came out.
I'm sorry, but
and also the PS3.
Oh shit! But Alucard, I'm sorry, but about that thing of let's charge them for beta test. Isn't that the same thing with Fallout 76?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Suffered through that beta.
Oh my god, that was a long beta.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they screwed that game up so bad, but it's still alive though.
Thank God they changed it and it's really better right now.
Yeah, well, we don't want to see that anymore. Come on, Xbox, let's not see that kind of crap.
They could just put it into the early access like they have with Grounded. To be fair, if they do that, no one would complain at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still they would need to make some really big tweaks because Grounded is in my opinion the most polished preview game that I ever played.
Yeah, it is.
It is really amazing how polished with really not many bugs that you see what I did there? Not many bugs. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It would be difficult to write a review on that game. You're like, yeah, it it doesn't have many bugs. And we're like, what are you talking about?
Remember when we played it when it first came out, Fabio, and there was that massive bug that wouldn't leave us alone, and it would just keep running at us every like few minutes with like a screech.
Oh my
So
god.
what's going on?
That sounds terrifying.
It really was.
Was the bug? So the bug was bugging out. Like was what I'm saying? Like was it?
Inception.
No, it was just going. It was just wandering about, and we decided to build our house right in this sort of walking
Nearby
path.
is
no.
next. We are
Yeah.
so stupid.
Oh, it's
Like,
such a
we
fun
thought-
game.
Territory.
We really thought like, this really big oak tree used to be a nice place to make a base, and then we just forgot that inside the fucking oak tree there were giant spiders and other stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I love
I
Granted.
like-
I can't wait for it.
I like how they made that accessibility option for people who have arachnophobia, where the
Yeah.
spiders look like just little balls.
I think
Yeah,
they should have said that it
yeah.
was going to do that,
Weird.
and then when they're halfway through the game, it just flicks off and there's just massive spiders come at them, just to really
I don't know.
scare the shit out of them.
I just saw I just saw it in the options menu. I never turned it on because I'm not that I don't have that much of a problem with spiders, but
It's nice
it
that
was
they've done it.
pretty-
It's nice
Yeah.
that they've done it, but in my own sick, twisted world, it would have been absolutely hilarious if they think they're turning it down and actually it just makes them twice as bad.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
that would be.
Oh my god.
give somebody a heart attack.
We'll get back on track. We'll get back on track.
U.S. teenager playing.
I thought they
Grounded,
did a
just,
great job with that game, like the scalability, where it makes you feel like you're really small. I thought
Oh,
they
yeah.
did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Can you imagine playing Grounded in VR?
Oh,
And,
Oh, God,
that'd be
no.
amazing.
No, I'm good.
Spider?
I'm good.
Did people see the thing for the headsets this week, where when people were it wasn't England or America, but in some countries when they tried to connect the headsets, it was saying it was failing to connect the VR headset, not the obviously the headset. I don't know if it was a glitch, but it obviously means there's a VR headset code in there somewhere.
Mhm.
So I mean, obviously it's not a sign there's something coming, but possibly there's been something there previously, or that they may have plans for the future. But I just thought it was funny because it sort of blew up for a day on Twitter, I noticed. But yeah, when there was an issue like pairing the device, it was saying, yeah, issue pairing the VR headset, and I was like, oh, that's quite interesting.
Huh. Well,
Fair enough.
I don't care about
one
VR.
day, I
but-
think we'll get a VR headset. VR is niche. I mean, I've got a VR headset and I had a PSVR as well, and they're fun, but they are niche. I mean, when you think like out
yeah.
of all the PS4 100 million, I think they only sold about 2 million of them or some VR headsets. They're something stupidly small. They didn't sell a huge amount compared to how many consoles have sold. It's such a minute overall sort of player base.
I'm still not
You
sold on
know,
it, honestly.
With the new consoles, Xbox could do it wirelessly too, using the direct Wi-Fi.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm.
What
That's
they need to
interesting.
do is they need to get the Valve headset to work on it, because they don't have to develop their own headset. They just need to make it so it's compatible with other headsets. That's the best way forward, because there's no point spending tons of money on a headset when you've already got a smaller player base. Than like Oculus at the moment is doing really well because they've got a cheap wireless headset. Now, compared to some headsets, it's not the same sort of graphic scales, but I can plug my Quest 2 that's wireless into my laptop and get like I can run Half-Life Alex is it on it, so it can run the full power game, the full graphical games if I cable it in. But then I can also play it wirelessly and play a load of games on it wirelessly. So they've got like the market share at the moment. So I feel like the smart thing to do, instead of wasting all your time and effort building your own headset, work with someone to just use theirs. Do you know what I mean?
I had
Yeah.
hope for Microsoft to partner with Oculus, and then Facebook came along, and
Oh god.
But Microsoft
Yeah.
have teamed up with Facebook for bits and bobs. Like they sent all the Mixer outcasts over to Facebook if they wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be
I heard
nice if they
terrible
did
things
something.
about that. I heard like restrictions, like if you get banned on Facebook, then you cannot play your Oculus. Like,
Yeah, your purchases are
collection.
linked to your Facebook account, so if you get banned,
Yeah.
Oh
you can't
no.
access. But then technically, you
Yep.
shouldn't be doing out to get banned. So I get it. It's horrible and it's a bit shit. But the best thing to do is just create a dummy account, a dummy Facebook account that you don't ever use for anything but buying Oculus
Oh,
games.
okay,
So,
yeah. I just don't like that, man. That's a lot of control,
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
come on. What does the product have to do with the Facebook website? It's your property. You bought it. Like, what the hell?
But that's like if your Xbox Live account gets banned, you'd lose all your digital games as well. So I mean,
Yeah.
we're unfortunately at the mercy of our corporate overlords.
Well, going
Hail
to
Hydra.
good news. Should we go to better news?
Yeah,
Please?
so we'll go off to the good stuff. Our corporate overlords at Microsoft and EA have gifted us from the heavens with EA Play finally coming to PC Game Pass after
Took them long enough.
after delaying it on the launch day or the day before launch last year. It's finally here. So if you're a EA, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate or a PC Game Pass subscriber, you now can get all the EA Play games. Actually, I don't know if the EA Play is included in Game Pass PC Standard, but it's
No, I think it's
definitely
only
Ultimate.
Ultimate. Yeah.
I think it
can't
needs to
get
be
mine
with
to work.
But definitely recommend it because there's so many good games on there worth playing.
Yeah.
And then we also got the announcement for sort of like the second half of March, beginning of April, Game Pass game announcements. And it's another fantastic lineup, including games that weren't even announced coming to Xbox on it before they announced the Game Pass lineup, which is
Yeah.
weird. So they
Exactly.
announced Outriders, which we already knew about, day one. That's coming to cloud and console, not PC. Undertale for cloud console and PC. Yakuza 6, cloud console and PC. Narita Boy for cloud console and PC. Empire of Sin for cloud console and PC. Star Wars Squadrons for console. Octopath Traveler for console PC. Genesis Noir for console PC. And then Nier Automata, Torchlight 3, Deadfire Ultimate Edition, and Supraland for PC as well. So quite a few good additions.
Oh,
Awesome. Like not just that, but also the 20 games from Bethesda.
Yeah,
It's the
which
same
we
month.
mentioned last week. Yeah, they've all been added. And as I said, Undertale and Octopath Traveler had both not been announced for Xbox until they made the Game Pass announcements. And I believe Octopath Traveler was a Switch exclusive. It's like a JRPG, isn't it?
That game is awesome. I played on my Switch and I love it, and I can't wait to play on my Xbox now.
Isn't that like what that new Switch game they announced in the Direct follows on from, or is like based on, or like from the same team? Was it like that Project Triangle or something like that?
I'm actually not sure because I didn't see that new one that you're talking about.
It's got the same art style, and I think it's made by the same people. But
okay.
I've heard nothing but good things about Octopath Traveler.
Oh yeah, it's an awesome game.
You know what is another game that was exclusive, that was Nintendo exclusive, was the Tourist.
Yeah, that's a good game.
That game's interesting too. That game came to Xbox. So, hey man, we're seeing a little bit of a merge. Maybe Nintendo and Xbox are kind of, hey, I want to give you some games. Who knows? Who knows?
So
we could see more of that.
Hopefully we get more. Just more games in general is always good. More variety, more sort of JRPG games.
Add more to our crying backlog.
Yeah. What do people think of this lineup then? Because, like I say, for me, for the ones that are coming to console, I actually want to play most of them. I mean, I don't know what Genesis Noir is. I haven't seen anything on it yet. But Outriders, Undertale, Yakuza, Empire, Squadrons, Octopath Traveler I want to play. And Narita Boy is like a 2D retro sort of styled game, and I think that's by Team 17. So I've been looking at that, and I fancy playing that myself, to be fair. So
yeah, it's like a platformer.
Yeah, like an old school 2D platformer sort of style. So I definitely look forward to playing that, and it's coming to Game Pass, so it's just one thing I don't have to worry about buying day one.
Fair enough.
Has anybody here tried to actually use the games that are EA Play on PC Game Pass? Because I can't get mine to work. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, one of the PC Game Pass games on EA Play right now is the original Command and Conquer and the original Red Alert.
Yeah, I saw Mr. Tushy was playing that the other day, and I was like,
the remasters. Well, when you go to download them through your Game Pass app, you have to also install the EA Desktop. And when you open the EA Desktop app, it's a beta app, and I tried logging in with my EA account, and it keeps telling me there's a problem with my EA account. And I know that's not true because I can log into Origin just fine.
yeah,
I'm
this is
surprised it's
also
not linked to
EA.
Origins.
It's not, because I use the same password and email for everything.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised it's not linked to Origins. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't go through Origins, but
It's weird.
this makes me feel like it was delayed. It wasn't an Xbox reason it was delayed. It was an EA reason why it got delayed.
quite possible.
To be fair, right, I'm just having a look what's on this because now you've said it. I've just opened the app up, and I'm not downloading the EA desktop app now. But some of the games on here are fantastic. Like you said, there's Command and Conquer remastered. But then there's stuff like Populous 1 and 2, SimCity 2000, SimCity Force, Spore, Medal of Honor Allied Assault War Chest, which is fantastic. It's like one of the best World War II shooters of that generation.
Yeah, that's the War Chest too. It doesn't have 3 or 4 games in it.
I think it's like 3 games and some DLCs in it. Yeah, it's massive.
Nice.
Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2, Jade Empire Special Edition. These aren't on the console Game Pass. So I definitely gonna have to try downloading these if I can get it to work. Now you've made me worried. But that's a right good addition for the PC Game Pass players if they've got Ultimate. There's so much stuff on there.
Yeah, there's
Sims 3.
so many games.
Yeah, that got me excited too, because I'm a real-time strategy game junkie. I mean, I live for Command and Conquer games.
Oh, I used to love Command and Conquer. I wish they had achievements. I don't think they do because it's the EA versions, but
Right.
man, I love Command and Conquer 1 and 2. I'd like to see a Dawn of War remake as well one day. Not Dawn of War 2, just the original Dawn of War.
I've got a new real-time strategy game on my Xbox too that I haven't gotten around to playing. Well, it's not new. It's new to me.
What is the name?
It is. Oh man, I forgot. Hold on, I'll tell you here in just a second.
That's a nice name. Oh man,
Age of Wonders Planetfall.
Oh yeah. I've got that myself. I've never played it.
Yeah, I got the Ultimate Edition that came with like the 3 or 4 DLC, all the content, and I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet.
I've heard it's good though. It looks nice.
Yeah, it does look really good. The screenshots and the way the HUD looks, it's true RTS. That's why I went ahead and forked out the dough for the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, don't blame you.
nice.
So, what do people think then? What are sort of standout titles for people? If you had to pick, say, a couple off that Game Pass list, what are you most looking forward to?
Octopath Traveler for sure.
Yeah, for me too. And Undertale. I've been wanting to check that game out.
I want to play Nier Automata.
Yeah.
I would consider Octopath Traveler and Empire of Sin.
Nice.
I downloaded that, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I'm
Is it
mainly
like
interested in Empire of Sin.
is it like Wasteland 3 or XCOM like that? Is that what it's like, or
Empire of Sin?
I think it's similar to that.
Let's have a gander.
Yeah,
It looks
and-
like
and-
it. Yeah,
and
it
it-
looks like XCOM. It's that sort of from above sort of cover shooter,
Yeah.
turn-based. But I love that setting.
Yeah,
I love the sort of
but-
gangster
yeah.
setting.
Exactly.
I'm a big
that's-
Gears of War fan, but I don't like tactics games, and so I was really depressed about Gears of War
Gears
Tactics.
Tactics.
I suffered through the first chapter because I am a big Gears fan, but I suffered because I don't like tactics games.
So you prefer like something like more strategy, right? Like
Yeah, like we're like Command and Conquer,
Real time, not turn
like
based.
Civilization,
Ah,
stuff like
fair
that.
enough.
Civilization,
Fair enough.
exactly.
Is
So-
Civilization 6 good? Because I know it's on Xbox now.
I haven't played it.
Oh, that
I
one's
haven't
really
played
good.
Yeah.
Civilizations in years.
Looks beautiful.
I wanted to play was it Crusade?
What, on the PC?
Yeah, Crusader.
Crusaders?
Crusader King or Crusaders?
Yeah, that game is so like nuts. Like you can like enslave like everybody, put your wife
Oh my
in
God.
prison. You can have a horse as the king. Like it's like
Wow.
Just another family game.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Simple as
bad.
that. Oh my god. Moving forward then.
Yep.
Yeah, there's the last thing on our topic really is they've announced about. I'm just trying to find it on my list.
Gamepass numbers here.
Yes.
Gamepass massive growth is bringing developers some surprises.
Yeah. Do you have the actual
So-
article that opens? Because I'm on Forbes and it's like, no, you've got an ad blocker. You cannot read this
Okay.
article.
Let me see if I can do something about it. Unless my internet fucks up during
In a
the
year
end
from
of
now.
this.
In a year from now, breaking news: every game is coming to Game Pass.
One day.
One day.
So basically, here we go. Subscribers
God damn
spend
it.
20% more time playing games. So this is Game Pass subscribers, and this is a Forbes article from Forbes.com. So subscribers spend 20% more time playing video games. They play 30% more games. They play 40% more genres of games. And the most important thing of all is they spend about 20% more on gaming overall. So these figures that are quite trusted, I would believe Forbes, kind of totally go against that narrative that Game Pass is bad for developers, bad for gaming, that no one spends money on games, that they're renting games, that they're not supporting developers, all that sort of jazz.
And all
That's
those
so
would be
stupid.
toxic fanboy viewpoints.
Exactly. But it's
Exactly.
nice to see it actually be put into print. And it actually show the data, and it's positive because eventually it'll mean more people will want to put their games on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Bob, if you have any angry rants to do about the toxic players and fanboys,
Here's
do
your
it now,
chance.
please. Let's do it.
No, I try to stay away from that crowd.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's any fun either. I just want to play some games. But yeah,
I see it on Twitter
great
all day
news.
long, and I just scroll on by because I know once I jump in it, I'm going to get stuck in an argument with somebody because I'm not going to back down, and they're not going to back down, and
Butt heads.
I'm not going to change his mind, and he's not going to change my mind. So I just stopped
I'll bring the
commenting.
popcorn.
Well, this is great news. You're going to see Game Pass is growing so fast. When it first came out, it was terrible. Like, oh man, it's
But
so
like-
good now. It's insane.
But like, who would have guessed that Game Pass is making people play more and as well helping to buy the games as well? Who would
See,
have guessed?
I mean,
Like,
what I'm really excited about is that Game Pass gives people a chance, like the article says, that it gives them a chance to discover new types of games that they probably would never play before, and they probably even like end up like, oh, this is actually interesting. I actually like this genre. I always thought it was kind of, it wasn't my cup of tea, but now that I tried it out,
Yeah.
oh, this is kind of cool.
That's literally me. I have picked up and played loads of games that I would never. I'm not gonna lie. I would never have bought new, or I may have picked them up cheap when they were secondhand, like really cheap, but I have played so many like indie games. I wasn't into indies. I always like indies. They're just cheap, nasty games. They're just like mobile games. I don't want to play them. And thanks to Game Pass, I've played. I hold my hands up. I were wrong, and I've played loads of awesome games. I've played so many, and then I've been able to buy others. So like if I've played like the first game on Game Pass, I'll buy the second one or the older ones. If I've played the newest one on Game Pass, I'll buy the older ones. I've bought extra DLC for games that I wouldn't have even tried. Do you know what I mean? So
That's awesome.
I am one of those people that has found so much use in it. And what's funny is half the stuff on Game Pass I play aren't like the big name titles because one, I've probably already bought them, and two, I just go for like the strange odd games because I'm like, let's try that. Like the Tourist, I wouldn't have ever tried the Tourist unless it was on Game Pass. There's been all sorts. It's just and if I don't like it, I can just uninstall it. It takes 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So
Exactly. But like, here's the thing that I don't understand why people come and decide to talk bullshit about Game Pass of, people are not going to buy the game. But here's the thing: if I test the game first by playing the whole game and I like it and I think that the developers made a good job and I want to support them, I buy it. Like, isn't that the thing with Game Pass? Is that the idea? If you play as much as you like, and the whole game if you want to, if you enjoy it and you think that the developers deserve your support, buy it with a little discount.
yeah, it doesn't stop you buying it, does it? It doesn't. If you play it on Game Pass, it doesn't say you cannot buy this game.
It actually,
and you save 10%.
Yeah,
exactly. It actually gives you incentive to buy the game after you play it.
What I normally do is I play them, and then just as they're about to leave, I buy them. Then, if I want to keep playing them.
Yeah,
so
that's me.
I don't rush out and buy a game like in Game Pass that I'm playing unless, like I say, it's about to leave. Do you know what I mean? I'll buy the DLC for games. Like I've bought loads of DLC for games.
Dungeons.
Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons. I don't own Minecraft Dungeons, but I bought the DLC season pass because if I have to buy the game, I would in the future. But right now, I don't have to. Forza, I bought the ultimate upgrade for Horizon 4. I've played so much now, but I don't own the base game because right now I don't have to spend the money on it. Instead of buying that game for 40 quid, 50 quid when it came out, I spent 20 quid and bought the Ultimate Edition to get all the benefits and all the extras and all the DLC later on.
See, all that is just the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Because it is the permanent home for all of your first party games from now forever. You say, no, if you had to buy it, one day we'll see that's just it. That one day will never come. First party will always be there and we'll never have to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the bigger Game Pass gets, the happier I am because guess what? I don't have to pay for another ZeniMax game ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Especially if it is a buggy game.
That's right.
It just works.
It clearly does.
It just works.
Can't complain.
16 times the detail.
But yeah, I don't get the whole sort of argument with it. It's just a silly fanboy narrative. Clearly it works. I mean, I really want to talk to that guy who makes the Descenders because on Twitter a while back last year he put like a massive thread about his game and he went into all the details about like the percentages it makes and stuff and the increase it gets from being on Game Pass and he was really like honest about it. And it was really interesting and sort of eye-opening about how because they're only indie games. Do you know what I mean? They only make indie games, but it was just so interesting to see. Do you know what I mean? And how it helps. It works differently for big publishers to indie developers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Sensei commented as well, saying he'd played so many games on Game Pass that he wouldn't have played, because not everything has to be AAA. That's exactly it. That is
Yeah.
literally how I've been. Like I say, I pick up so
And
much indie.
And not just that, but this is exactly how Xbox Game Studios has been doing nowadays. It's not just AAA titles. If their internal studios wanna work on something simple, but is a love project, but it's AA or single A, whatever A it is. If they think it's a game that is going to be fun, okay, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, we will never have Grounded. I said as on our last episode, we wouldn't have Grounded or Bleeding Edge, or even I think we wouldn't have Battletoads the way the game was released.
But you can't even. You can't even find 100% of Sony's first-party games in PlayStation Now.
No,
There
they only
are
put them
some
on for a
titles
few
that are
months.
missing there.
Yeah, and definitely not day one.
No.
No.
I think that will
Definitely
change in the
not.
future.
Oh yeah, more than likely.
But yeah, it's very
They'll
very
follow
odd.
They'll try to follow it and make it something of their own.
Surprised they haven't already. Surprised it's taking
Yeah.
this long.
They are trying to defend the arguments of the $70.
You watch. They'll take one of their big first-party releases and they'll use it to boost PS Now. It'll be the new God of War. It'll be the new Horizon Zero Dawn. It'll be one of those huge titles where they'll come out during E3 and they'll say, for the first time ever, day one PS Now. And that'll be the start of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then the narrative will change. Suddenly, games on day one subscription service are now a good thing for PlayStation fanboys.
Well, they'll say, "Oh, look at our membership is better." That's what they're gonna
Do
do.
you know what though? It doesn't matter because we're basking in this great Game Pass already. We just can ignore them, and we can just play what we want and enjoy all this. But I think all publishers and consoles will eventually head that way. They know that, and then it'll not be as profitable. It's just like Netflix now. Now there's loads of other companies doing streaming
Yeah.
services. They're not all going to be as successful. I mean, Netflix still doing all right, but it's not growing probably as how big they expected. But still,
But I
That is
remember when
kinda
Netflix came out, right?
yeah. Didn't Netflix
everyone
used to
was
be on
like,
a disc? Used to get discs through the post as well.
Yeah. Like remember how people were like, "Oh, cable's never going away," and now it's I don't even know anybody who has cable anymore.
You know, that does, the television side of it is kind of starting to bother me. I mean, you got Hulu and you got Netflix, and those two services have a broad range of content. But now you've got individual television networks coming out with their own, and that kind of bothering me because you're going to end up spending so much money. I mean, you've got History Plus, Paramount Plus, you've got all these
HBO
different,
Max.
all these different
Disney.
networks are having their own streaming service. How long before you're going to have
$200.
a $200 bill because hey, I don't have cable, but I've got 20 different network subscriptions.
I just want a TV subscription service that offers me the whole Seinfeld series. That's all I ask.
I think there is one now.
You know, I use YouTube TV.
It always change.
I really like YouTube TV because my DVR is in the cloud and it's unlimited space. But I heard something the other day that YouTube TV may be going away.
Oh damn!
Oh,
Wow, that's not good.
That's a nice way to end the podcast. Holy shit!
I pay $60 a month for 100 and something channels on YouTube TV with an unlimited DVR space.
Wow,
that's good.
Yeah, very good.
Nice.
The only thing I pay my cable company for is for my internet. That's it.
Nice.
That's why I kind of like Game Pass though, because obviously like EA Play, it's part of Game Pass, and I feel like Ubisoft coming on will be part of Game Pass or just a slight add-on to Game Pass. Do you know what I mean? I feel like whereas with TV and movie content, they're all fracturing off now. Like I say, there's more than I can even name. There's Amazon, Netflix, Disney, Hulu. If you've in America, because they're separate. Paramount Plus, HBO Max, ESPN, something or other, blah blah blah. There's loads of them. And in England, we've got like our normal TV providers have started to bring their own out now, like with BritBox and stuff. There's too many, and you have to pick. Like for me, I have to pick a couple, and that's it. The rest, I'll have to watch legally in another way.
The Ubisoft is really interesting me because there's a lot of Ubisoft games that I just didn't jump on. But if they add Ubisoft to Game Pass, I'll be down. There'll be a lot of titles I'm downloading that I just didn't pull the trigger on.
Oh yeah,
we'll all be crying out when we're never getting through our backlogs.
Oh, I mean, we already are, aren't we? It's just gonna make things 10 times worse.
Oh my god, yeah. Ugh.
I've got 442 games installed on my Series X right now.
Damn.
Holy crap!
I've got an 8 terabyte external, and I've got the internal, and I've also got the external expansion card.
That's some rookie numbers there.
I'm kind of ashamed to say how many I have.
Damn.
16.
I have 3,000.
What installed?
Holy.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching and for listening.
I have literally I have two 12 terabyte hard drives and one 8 terabyte.
Damn.
Wow. I started doing that. I had one like that.
I'm
filled,
not worthy.
But I could never pick.
None of us are worthy.
My friends always make my circle of friends always make fun of me because they're always like, whoever's your game sharing partner, you literally own his soul, and I'm like, I guess.
Damn.
Are all of those games from just one company? That would be funny.
No, it's just like all my backwards compatible games and a lot of indie games.
Fair enough.
Xbox got no games, man. What are you talking about?
This man dares to say the contrary.
And I think with that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call that a day for today's show.
I have to go back to reality now.
What's your login?
He wasn't kidding when he said that. He wasn't kidding when he said that his name was Slayer. God damn it.
Best friend. Alucard's going to go back, switch his Xbox on, and be like, sigh. just feel it. We're all going to go and feel inferior now, aren't we?
You get a game share partner.
Yeah. No kidding. Holy shit.
I've got 1,500 games, but they're not all installed. I just physically can't install them all. I ain't got the space.
I have the same. I have the exact opposite of what Alucard was talking about earlier, where he's like, I have nothing to play. I have too much to play.
Yeah.
I don't know what to play next.
Me playing is like looking at Netflix now. I spend half an hour trying to pick a game and 10 minutes playing it.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
Like, I can never decide.
That's a problem that I think I ran into. I'm just looking at my games. I'm like, I have the backlog though. Why should I buy this new game? Like,
yeah.
I keep buying them, and every month I'm like, I'm not going to buy any more games as Game Pass. I'll just play them for a bit, and I'll get through my backlog. And then every bloody week I'm like, that's on sale. I'll get that. That's on sale. I'll get that.
It's the sales that are killing me.
But yeah, so we'll call it a day because it's now been 2 hours and 50 odd minutes. A big thank you to everyone who's watched along, especially Sensei and what was the other guys, Shinkerd, for chatting ferociously throughout the show. We will be back next Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT, barring any sort of issues. If you want to watch anything we've put out previously, you can find us online, the Xbox Live Party Podcast. We're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at XBL Party Podcast. And we're also on Spotify, so this episode will get uploaded onto YouTube and onto our audio podcasting channels in the next day or two. Where can they find you guys? Obviously, me and Fabio is on screen at Z23Ash, and
we need to change the layouts to add your tweets as
yeah,
well.
everything's got to get changed. Like I say, I think we did it also. If you're listening, we did a poll on Twitter if we should do cameras, because that's the cool kids do cameras now, and the majority voted for cameras. So we'll have a discussion about that, because if we do it with cameras on, I need to make some changes to the layout anyway. But for now, where can they find you, Alucard, online?
Well, I don't have like a YouTube channel or anything, but it's this false Alucard 628 on Xbox Live, and then I am on Twitter, but I'm going through some changes with it. So, but false Alucard on there as well. But that's about it for me, man. I'm always on Xbox Live. If hit me up there and play some games. Looking for crews, all the time.
we do play at the moment. We have been sort of doing on like a Tuesday night. It's sort of like a set aside night for gaming. But if any of you guys do want to play, any of you in the podcast, any of you watching want to play, just hit us up. And we'll play some games. Like I say, as you know, we've clearly got a lot of games to play. So
Gamepass recommended. So for that.
So what about you, KY Bob?
It's okay, why Bob? Simple as
that. Bob, you're a slippery fellow from Kentucky. You can find me on Twitter at K_K or K_Y_Bob. You find me on Xbox, K_Y_Bob. You found me on PlayStation at THEGRT14, the word real. And you can find me here every Saturday. And I'm always open to party invites, podcast invites. I'm always ready to get down.
He is our double agent from Game Beyond the Box Nation.
Yeah, that too.
Simple as that.
And what about you, Slayer?
I'm pretty much Slayer exclusive everywhere. I have my own YouTube channel, which I'm uploading 3 videos a day, pretty much, of gameplay videos, of like gameplay walkthroughs. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitter. Not really on Instagram too much. Not really on Facebook. Facebook is like personal, more personal account. Although I do have a Facebook gaming page where I do post like my links to my YouTube channels, my videos that I post on a daily basis. Also on Xbox, same thing, Slayer exclusive, and PlayStation, pretty much everywhere. So yeah.
Awesome.
We also have one of our family members, Mr. Dugina, that wasn't able to join us for this episode, but you can find him on Twitter, I think as Gina Gaming or The Gina Gaming, as well as you can find him on Facebook Gaming as well.
Yes, that's correct. You can, and I think it's just under the Gina or the Gina Gaming on Facebook Gaming as well.
Exactly. I don't know 100% of the details because we will need him to for that.
Shouldn't
give
have
it
been
a
watching
follow.
the football or something, or the rugby. Should have been here. Bros before footballs, or whatever it is.
Exactly.
But anyway, thank you everyone for watching, listening along, chatting. Like I say, give us a like, follow, or subscribe. If you give us a Prime sub on Twitch, you will get a founder's badge if you're one of the first 10 to do so. And they've slowly been going through this episode, so don't waste your time on that. And you'll also get the awesome one and only... Let me get the picture of it. Where is it? Potato Wi-Fi emote, which you can use on Twitch as well, on the screen right now. So Or you can even get one with a beard. Thanks, Slayer.
Thanks.
So,
As
thank you
well
everyone
as-
for watching, and we will speak to you all next week.
Yep.
Bye bye, guys. Thanks so much.
Have a good weekend, everybody.